It's all the sponsors.
Mm-hmm. Doing our sponsorship.
Edible bouquets.
That's it.
Can we leave that one in? Can that be the way this starts?
Edible bouquets.
Hey, thanks for Barry's chocolates. He made them.
Made by Barry.
Barry.
Okay. What is this?
Are we doing a sponsored bit?
Hello. Hold on.
I'd prefer it if
Am I framed up? I guess I'm framed up.
I like have to like look but not look. And be like, do I look
Side
obese?
eye.
Obese to beast. It's wrong.
I got my guns out.
I should have wore long sleeves so you could have said I stole your sleeves. I wish I would have known.
If only.
Hindsight's better than my foresight. 2020.
Yeah. I have an article.
You do? Okay.
Which is not something that we've ever done before.
No.
But
You literally, we were just about to start and he's like, I want to read this.
Because I got like partway through this article and I was just like, this can't.
I mean, it's content, baby.
This can't be really
That's content,
happening.
baby.
Okay.
Fuck no, baby.
So the headline is Zoo bans woman having affair with chimpanzee from seeing him.
What? Is she out here fucking a monkey?
A woman in Belgium.
You can? You can fuck a monkey? Or a monkey can fuck you?
She's not fucking the monkey.
Oh, the monkey fucking her. Is it consensual?
We'll get into it.
I mean, on her end, I would
Can
assume.
the monkey consent?
What?
I watched a whole video about like how Coco doing sign language like wasn't really like it's not real.
Wait, what?
Oh, mood lighting.
Mood lighting.
Hold on, I gotta switch the lights back up then.
Yeah, I was like, because you now.
I just got a lot darker.
You made a dark comment saying that Coco's truths were lies.
Okay, that's good enough.
The Witch Queen.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I remember reading or hearing something about that somewhat recently.
I don't know if it's like true per se, but like they've made some compelling evidence about how like it seems very confirmation biasy. Okay. A woman in Belgium has reportedly been banned from visiting the chimpanzees at a local zoo after developing a close bond with one of them.
Oh, okay. Understood. It's a little concerning. What could she have done? Let's say I didn't read the headline. Okay.
According to zoo officials, her quote-unquote affair with the primate was preventing him from bonding with the other chimps.
So he was getting good pussy and didn't want to hang out with his friends anymore. He got a girlfriend and he's too busy now.
Multiple outlets report that 80 Timmermans has been visiting Cheetah, a 38-year-old chimpanzee, at the Antwerp Zoo each week for the past 4 years. In that time, Timmermans claims that she and Cheetah have forged a strong friendship. I love that animal, and he loves me, Timmermans said in an interview with ATV. Timmermans' relationship with Cheetah has reportedly consisted of the two waving and blowing kisses to each other through the glass. On the surface, the interactions...
I want my soda.
Careful.
It's fine.
On the surface, the interactions seem harmless, but zoo officials say that their friendship has proved detrimental to Cheetah's social status with the other chimpanzees. When Cheetah is constantly surrounded by visitors, the other monkeys ignore him and don't consider him part of the group, even though it's important for him, a spokesperson for the zoo told ATV. He then sits on his own outside of visiting hours. In an effort to promote Cheetah's social well-being, the zoo allegedly banned Timmermans from visiting him. I haven't got anything else. Why do they want to take that away?
So...
She asked.
They haven't said that she fucked the monkey.
She didn't fuck the monkey. They just wave and blow kisses.
Are they quite literally saying, ma'am, you come to the zoo too much?
Yes.
You need to leave?
You've been coming to this
This
zoo.
is so much worse.
I know. You've been coming to the zoo.
The
You've been coming to the zoo every week for 4 years.
Like, you know she got the pass. Like,
yes.
They're losing money. And now their star, Cheetah, that's literally what it is. It's your little infatuation with our thing that makes money is causing him strife when you're not around.
Mm-hmm. I haven't got anything else. Why do they want to take that away? She asked in an interview with ATV.
Oh, I thought that was you making a comment, not like you.
No, this is a direct quote. We're having an affair, I'll just say. Other dozens of visitors are allowed to make contact. Then why not me? The zoo explained that cheetah might be too focused on timmermans to bond with his peers. An animal that is too focused on people is less respected by its peers, the zoo said. We want cheetah to be a chimpanzee as much as possible.
Does he think he people? I think he's torn between two worlds.
Lad Bible reports that cheetah has spent 30 years at the zoo. Sarah Lafout, curator at the Antwerp Zoo, explained that prior to his time at the zoo, he was someone's pet, but eventually became unmanageable. Though he's learned chimpanzee behavior at the zoo, he still has a bond with and an interest in humans, which apparently isn't unheard of.
Because they're kind of making it out like she's this public enemy number
this
one
monster.
Well, they said affair. Apparently, she used the word affair.
I think she was throwing their word back at them.
Oh,
because
okay.
they are the ones who, like, in quotes,
Claimed.
called it an affair.
Oh,
so she's like,
okay.
so apparently I'm having an affair.
Oh, okay. That's so fucked up. Does
Yeah.
it get worse, or you haven't gotten there yet?
That's pretty much it. So then it just says, like, a 2014 study conducted by so-and-so showed that chimpanzees that have been separated from their mothers early and raised primarily by humans showed social deficiencies. Grooming is the glue that holds chimpanzee society together. We found chimpanzees that were around humans a lot early in life tended to not do a lot of this behavior even much later. Not good at maintaining social bonds. Sadly, cheetah may always struggle to bond with his peers. Hopefully, handlers at the zoo can help him learn to adapt to life with his fellow primates. And that's it.
Fuck.
But, yeah. The moment when I decided I had to read this out loud was because it was her going, I haven't got anything else. Why do they want to take him away?
Which, like, it just sounds like how nice would that be if, like, you like going to the zoo, you go to the zoo, and clearly if you're going there every week for 4 years, like, you're not
like going to
busy.
the zoo.
You're not busy on that day. That's your zoo day. And you go, and turns out that, like, one of this monkey, this chimpanzee, sorry, it's a chimpanzee, not a monkey. There's a difference.
He's an ape.
An ape. Is now starting to create a bond. And you're like, it's me. It's like my ancestors. We're doing the thing, and they're like, no.
But also,
you're having an affair.
But also, they let this go on for 4 years.
No, I feel like there's a guy or girl or them be that works at this place
who's jealous,
who is envious of both, is mad that the chimpanzee cheetah will not bond with them, but also has been snubbed by the whatever her name was, I forgot.
Timmermans.
Can't
remember her first
You know
name.
what I mean? Like a little bit of like a weird like two-pronged approach, and decided to like cause an issue.
I'm gonna end this.
Like, this is petty. Like, they're a fair. Like, knowing that would be like a word. Yeah. We forgot to sync clap.
Yes, we did.
Ready?
Too late now.
Why is it too late now?
Well, I guess we could do it now.
As long as you have it and you know where it is, as long as you line it up, then like you're good. We can trim off whatever.
Don't yell at me.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt you in the middle of the thing. I felt so bad. That doesn't help. I'll be quiet.
No, we can just use yours.
Okay. I guess, do we want to have the shortest intro of all time and say hello? And
I think we can just say hello.
hello,
Hello.
Becklum.
Hi.
It's great to see you again.
You're looking great, camera.
You know, the small bead of light that's reflecting off the internal lens. It's great to see you again.
Never looked better.
Welcome to the
Hell yeah
podcast. I'm Odie,
I'm Eric.
and this is a podcast about two dudes talking
At separate tables.
at separate tables. Two guys being dudes on separate days.
Sing it together.
Yeah. So how have you been? We missed last week.
I've been good. I went on a hike, and it wasn't
You
fun.
went on a hike.
I did. I was
You mean
taken.
glamping.
I was taken on a hike. At 12,000 feet up.
You had an affair on the mountain.
Blowing kisses. And waving.
Just imagine you in like short shorts, just being like, yoo-hoo,
Hello.
boys, a big, strong lumberjack man.
I was near an
And then just immediately getting mauled by a bear.
I went on a hike up Humphreys Peak,
Oh, nice.
which is very tall.
It's up in Flagstaff. I know that because you told me earlier.
It does not have the tallest
elevation
prominence of any mountain in Arizona, but it is the highest elevation.
Oh, what has the tallest prominence?
I think Browns Peak, but probably not.
I've been to
Brandon
Mount
was
Lemon.
telling me all this.
I summited Mount Lemon, I believe. I
Yeah.
think. Maybe not summit. I don't remember. No, I think so. I don't know. It was with Ari. It's like a decade ago.
One of the things that happened when we were on the hike was that
Did you guys find a mysterious lockbox with a strange symbol
Yes.
on it and had a weekend you never forget?
no, so it's like roughly like a 5-mile hike in terms of distance, and you end up going like up like a 3,400 like foot elevation change.
Okay.
So we're not even a mile in, and there are these 2 women that we run into on the hike, and one of them is like sitting down, like she looks beat down. I thought they were on the way back, like I thought they had like done the whole thing and come down. She looked very tired, and
she was weak like J.R. Pickens.
like J.R. Pickens, and the other one seemed very prepared. We got trekking poles, we got a backpack, we got like
It's like
everything.
me and Brandon when we go camping, where
Right.
I'm done. I'm done.
It was very that. And so like as you're walking past, like you can't help but hear. And so I hear that the prepared one is speaking to the seemingly less prepared one, and she's like, "Listen, if you can just get to the saddle, then you're fine."
Get to the saddle.
Yeah, the saddle between the 2 peaks.
Oh, like that's the checkpoint. Like in terms of if you can make it that far, you'll got the rest of it. It's
got
all
it.
easy from there.
That's what she's claiming. She's like, if you can get to the saddle, then like you can make it to the peak.
Anyone who's experienced and says all you have to do is make it to blank is a goddamn fucking liar. And you know what? They're the kind of people that are like, oh, and I got like trail mix, and it's skimpy on the M&Ms and way too many raisins.
It's true.
What am I supposed to do with this small Ziploc bag full of just raisins?
With the occasional cashew.
Oh no, I ate the cashews
On the way.
on the way there. Saved the M&Ms for once we got there, and it's just like a couple of like raw almonds and
Shelled
the
almonds.
raisins. Shelled almonds.
Yeah, so she's like, if you can just make it to the saddle, you got this.
You got
Keep in mind, I had looked at like the sign on the way in.
right next to them that says if you make it to the saddle,
You're fine.
You're fine.
No, it says like the saddle is 3.8 miles in
Which implies that there's another 1.2 miles to go.
to the summit.
Which makes sense, and like her statement is not false as of this moment. If you can make it that
Right.
far, you're over.
You're
You're
already
2/3 of the way there.
You know, you're so far.
But that last 1.8.
Very that. Also, keep in mind.
Why not just take a helicopter up to the top
Also,
and then shred down?
keep in mind, we are not even a half mile into this hike, and they're already having this conversation, and I'm like, girl, she's not gonna get there.
Is the vibe that like the peppy friend dragged her along?
Yes.
And it's clear that she didn't really want to do this and was thinking it'd be like a hike kind of like near some of the trails near my parents' house where like, you know, where they're very like low impact. You could go
Right.
for a few miles, but like it's not even a few miles, maybe a full mile or so, but it's low impact. You're not doing heavy.
Well, yeah, because there's a huge difference between like a 5-mile hike that's all like pretty much
Flat.
flat or like just like rolling hills kind of thing. That is a very different situation than a 3,400 elevation.
It also
incline.
doesn't matter how well conditioned you are in terms of like running.
Oh yeah,
If you hike, it is a totally different beast.
different muscle set. So yeah, I'm like, girl, she's not gonna go.
No.
And suffice to say, we did not see them at any other point. Coming there, we were back. They did not make it there. Also, that advice that if you get to the saddle, you're fine. That's a bullshit lie.
Well, if you get in the saddle, you can strap in and be in for the long haul.
Because like you get to the saddle,
And Brandon's a mountain goat. I'm sorry, the dude, he
is.
will outpace you.
he is, and
He's wearing Tevas.
I don't mind a hike. I'm not a hiker. And I don't know what it was, but for whatever reason, like my muscles, like my hip flexors, like got really like fucked up doing this. Just the whole like, like up down thing. Like at first there was definitely,
Walking.
that thing where you step
Oh.
and move
Well,
forward.
your feet have an affair with the ground.
Yeah, they blow kisses. Yeah, like at first there definitely was kind of that whole like, oh, I can't breathe thing because like
Elevation.
you're up. got past that, and then it wasn't
People
even
underestimate that a lot.
it really does get you. Like heart like pounding in my ears for the first like 2 miles just because it was like, yeah.
You can't breathe.
Yeah, no, there's no air in this
Small
air.
breath.
Small. I breathe with small lung.
My little lung. It's my elevation lung. It's a little bit higher. It's just a little smaller. But instead of inflating like a lung does, it's just the party thing. It's just a. So as you're like walking up, you just hear a slight muffled like.
Yeah. So anyway, made it up. It was not great on the way there, and it was even worse on the way back because I was in a lot of pain, and then afterwards I could barely walk. But I did it, and I did the thing.
That's great.
Also,
I'm proud of you. Did you take a picture of you at the top for proof?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also, there was an old man who lied to me.
Speaking of old men,
No country for them.
not here.
Yeah, he lied to me. There was like still a mile.
There was 2 saddles.
There was still a mile left.
Okay.
In my head,
Was it a shirtless old guy who was way too tan and he was just like running like this was his morning warm up? Is to go summit the peak.
He was too tan, but he was very clothed. There was this couple.
You know who I'm talking about. Like there's the energy of these
Yes,
people.
There was this couple. They seemed very sweet in that way where it's like, oh, I wouldn't like you.
Yeah.
Where they come
Like you still go out.
Yeah. Where they're like
to bars.
They're like our age,
clubs.
maybe a little bit older, and they come
30.
Yeah. And so like we're maybe 3/4 of a mile from the summit. We're past the tree line. It's very windy. It is uncomfortable. I'm just like slogging my way up these fucking rocks at this point because it's not even a trail anymore. Yeah. It's a collection of stones.
Did Brandon just get you lost though?
Well,
he never looks at
the
a map.
We found something.
A small box.
So this couple comes jogging up behind us,
which is already pretentious.
Yes, and they look so happy, genuinely happy.
How far into this?
Which is sickening. I'm 4+ miles into this.
Oh, so like you're almost there.
I'm almost there. I'm also in a lot of pain, and
like your shins are on fire. Like
not even my shins, but like my like the part where like your hip meets your thigh.
Oh,
those muscles. Feels like there's been battery acid poured on them or something. It's very painful. They come jogging up behind us and they're like, can we pass you by? And we're like,
they ask, which was nice. It's a rhetorical bullshit ask, but you gotta do it.
I have no ill will towards them except that I hate them. And so like, yeah, so they're like, oh yeah, of course. Like we like,
because you know they're going up to the top. They're gonna fuck on the summit because they know they have 40 minutes until you get there. They saw you.
They jog past us. They're like, you want to talk mountain goat. They're bounding from rock to rock.
Up a sheer cliff. I just saw them just
smiling, full face smiles in matching.
Did you see their horns? Wait, matching?
Matching track suits.
It is windy.
It's windy. Long sleeve track suits.
Windy.
I'm
imagining the red Adidas fit from the barbecue sauce on my titties vine.
They're blue.
But
same
energy.
They're like jogging up the thing, and so like they go past us or whatever, and like without stopping jogging, the guy turns back to talk to his presumably girlfriend, wife. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. His running partner.
And he. What did he say? What was the exact quote? He looks.
Are you gonna go?
That's what she said when he tried to stop. No, he looks back and he just goes, dude, Arizona frickin' goes off. And they're still jogging. She goes, I know, right? And then he goes, we have been having so much fun every day since we got here. And then like by this point, they have now passed far enough that I can't hear them anymore amongst this like windstorm, disgusting, awful mountain. And they're just prancing up the mountain. And I was just like, it fucking goes off, huh?
They're those people.
They are those people.
They are the enemy of this podcast.
They are. And like,
I feel like now we got to wear matching tracksuits. We have them.
Yeah.
I think we do.
Do we?
I'm sure that we have enough colors that we can make it work.
We can make it happen.
It may not match. Oh my! Except when I wore mine, when I wore the matching ones, and Taylor was just like, "You look like a fat Polish guy," and I'm like, "Well, I am."
You took out the cigarillo.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah. No.
Because I think I wore it without a shirt on, so it was real greasy. It was perfect. It was a bit.
Yeah. No. So
it wasn't. It was depression.
They were horrible, and I wish them the best. But
they sound like the worst kind of people that I never want to meet. But they also sound like they're amazing.
They seem
and wonderful.
so genuinely happy and like
that type A personality
and like
bullshit.
Excited. And I was just like, this ain't me. But I'm glad you two found each other because independently, I would want to kill either one of you. So I'm glad you have each other.
Yeah. I've never heard of, man, Arizona goes off.
I'm
not trying to like downplay it because, you know, everyone's like, my town sucks, blah, blah, blah. Like, I wouldn't even say like Chicago goes off. I'm like, this bar with the 40 people in here just really goes off.
Well, and my thing was like, from what very little I saw of them, I'm like, I feel like you're the kind of people where you would find fun anywhere. So, like, I feel like any place would go off if you have that kind of positivity.
They're the ones that get killed because they were like, why don't we want to make this a little bit more of a challenge? Let's go through that abandoned building.
Honestly.
And, like, just to, like, speed run through it, like, tag every room and then, like, meet back here so you can do it first. No flashlights.
Like, yeah,
they find the lockbox.
I'm sure Arizona does go off if you're that kind of person because, like, yeah, we got a lot of places you can, you know, jog up a mountain.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, but like, do you want to?
It means nothing to you, and you know, you don't know how to stop smiling.
Well, and then in the winter, it's all snow. Like, you only have a very small window of like perfect weather.
Yeah, well, and you got to be careful in the summer too, because I mean, like, all things considered, the weather was like incredible.
Oh, and you'll get sunburned.
Yeah,
like it's crazy. You can get sunburned in like 60-degree weather.
Oh yeah,
which makes no sense to me. But
well, especially up that high, like
closer to the sun.
You got nothing.
You know, if the Earth was only 25 feet closer to the sun, we would all burn.
Well, like you're literally above the clouds, and you're looking down at them, and you have things to say about them.
And I'm like, there's no heaven up here. I was lied to.
Yeah. No, so it was a cool thing to be able to say, like, I did it. In the moment, it felt awful and hurt, and I wanted to strangle those two. But yeah,
that's a mood.
But I did the hike, and that was the thing I did.
That's awesome. I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah.
Was the view nice?
Yeah. It was really cool. Like at first, there weren't too many
at the base
clouds.
of the mountain before you started climbing.
Honestly, the view was better at the base of the mountain, but like it. There weren't too many clouds, but there was enough, and they were kind of like lower than we were, so like it kind of obscured a lot of the stuff around.
But that's also kind of cool.
It was
cool above the clouds.
Like be able to look down at them, and you could see like mountains.
You could eat one. They're cotton candy.
And you could see like mountains where it's like, oh wow, if I was like at the base of that mountain, I would be looking up like, oh shit, this is really big.
Yeah.
But from up there, it was like, look at that fucking little mountain.
Look at that
mountain.
Look
at the little joke
look at that
down
little
there.
man.
Yeah. So that was cool. And then like, right as we were like getting ready to like, okay, we had our little snack up at the summit. We're like, we're gonna go back down.
Yeah,
we had a little snack.
A little afternoon delight. A couple of guys being dudes.
Just a couple guys being dudes.
I think you have your headphones on the wrong. No, you do. You have them on the right way.
Yeah,
I'm an idiot.
This is on the left.
It's odd.
A really big like cloud grouping rolled in, and this part was like at mountain level, at summit level. So like then we were like in a cloud, and then like you couldn't really see anything.
Was it the 9th one that passed, or did the couple before you get on cloud 9 before?
They had already taken cloud 9. Yeah, and so like at that point, then it was very windy, and you couldn't see anything because it was cloudy. So like then the view wasn't great. So then we like went back down. But yeah, in general,
did they lap you?
Oh God, yes.
So did you even make it to the summit?
No.
Oh, they were already they went up to the summit, fucked, and then came back.
We were maybe an 1/8 of a mile from the summit where like I can see it. Like we're like clawing up the fucking mountain. And they come jogging back down.
You guys are crawling up it, and they're just like,
and they're literally like bouncy,
skip,
like
jump,
prancing on down.
Oh my God!
Past us, still smiling, happy as can be. They looked genuinely like delighted. I'm just like,
fucking, you just want to drown them.
Yes, I wanted to throw them off that mountain.
And you know what? And you know what they do? They probably like help orphanages.
I know.
They're like the truest good people.
Like they do like the runs for charity, and they also donate. They don't just do the run.
You know what? They do have 2 flaws because they are slightly flawed. He every once in a while likes to have a beer after work, and he's trying to work on it and be better. And she has had to put a little bit too much money in the swear jar. It got up to $5, in last year, so she's trying to cut that down. I fucking hate it.
I just can't. Like,
fills me with vitriol.
I feel like if I actually like met them in any setting, I just couldn't get along with them.
Did he look like he would say synergize in a work meeting?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was a lot.
It was big. Is it like Colton if he was confident?
Colton's
very
too much.
He's very negative.
He's very positive about the things that he likes, and he's incredibly negative about everything else. I
do miss Colton.
Yeah, we should hang out with him again. Well, maybe not hang out.
Yeah,
we should get lunch with him.
Yeah, I'm not going into the office though.
Well, no,
I'll commute with you
for lunch,
and then during the workday.
That's what I did with him.
Yeah,
that one time. He's like, "Do you want to meet up for lunch?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I drove down at 11.
It's a 2-hour lunch. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I drove down, had lunch, drove back.
Exactly. It's perfect.
I was not going in that office.
Fuck the office, dude.
Fuck that office, yo.
Yeah, man. Fuck it. Fuck that office.
Fuck that office.
It's the fuck your car, dude. Yeah, fuck my car, man. All right. So I gotta tell you about the old guy at the grocery store.
I'm ready.
I've been teasing you about this.
I'm ready
for a week. So unfortunately, we did not record the podcast last week because we've been very limp on we record our podcast Wednesday or Thursday, sometimes Friday, instead of just being like, why don't we just do it?
Pick a time day.
Pick a time day, and we just that's now just part of the curriculum. Mm-hmm. With the other days being a backup if Tuesday becomes unavailable, which ideally it wouldn't because it's not planned. Anyway, so I went and visited my dad for his birthday, and which I now have an adoptive. Well, I don't know if she's fully adopted, but they have a foster. Debbie has a foster kid.
Oh.
It was something where she was getting taken away. It was a girl that's at her school because she works at the school, and it was so that she didn't have to leave the town. So Debbie's taking care of her.
Okay.
And is hopefully going to be getting some assistance and everything from the government so that she can't do it. But her mom, there's a lot of drug stuff, siblings in jail. She was telling us a story and laughing about how her brother had stabbed somebody. And I'm like, oh,
okay. Anyway,
so my dad and I went to the grocery store. More important, we went to the grocery store, and when it's a Sam's.
Okay.
No, it's a Smith's.
Okay.
Which is Kroger.
Yeah.
Which I hate when people go, oh, it's a Kroger. I'm like, I don't like that Fry's, which is what it's known as here, has a Kroger brand, and I don't like the word Kroger. I just don't like it.
Okay.
It makes me think of Nickelback.
What state has Kroger? I can't remember. I worked for Kroger, and I can't remember what state actually has Kroger.
I don't know. I know there is a place that they should, right?
But, yeah, it's where Kroger actually started, and then they bought everything else. I can't remember.
I just don't know why they do use different regional names.
It's because they bought those companies and then didn't want to change the names. They wanted to keep the brand recognition. So
that makes
Fry's
a lot of
was
sense.
originally an Arizona business, and then Kroger came from another state and bought them, but didn't want people to be like, oh, I don't want to go to this new thing.
Since Fry's is already here, we'll just keep opening up new Fry's.
Yes.
Got it. He's Kroger subsidiary.
Yes.
Everything okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we go in there, and because we were going to make tacos for dinner, and so we just need to pick up some shit there. Mm-hmm. And I see the most insane thing I've ever seen happen in a grocery store.
Okay.
By an older person, by this gentleman. So we walk over to the produce area. So when you walk in, there's a Starbucks right there. There's the discount meat is right there. It's a little cooler thing. Mm-hmm. And then there's the weird corral of self-checkout where there's a bunch of things, kind of like Walmart does that now.
Oh yeah, the little maze.
It's a big box thing. They kind of box it in so it's one way in, one way out.
Yep.
And so going to the left, we head over to the produce because I don't even remember what my dad was looking for. And the thunder had just crashed, so that the mist rain, which I love that they do that. It's like being at Rainforest Cafe, but with better food.
It wouldn't take much.
It's food, but it is so cool. And I'm like, no one has to do that.
I haven't been to a Rainforest Cafe since I was a kid.
There's one.
We should go.
Yeah, Ori and I, when we were walking around in Chicago, right near where Zach and Kat used to live, there is a Rainforest Cafe. And I'm like, I've only ever seen it closed. I've never seen it open. And I have no idea if it's actually still open or if it's just a dead building. I think it's still open.
The only one I know about here is like
In the mall.
Yeah, the one like down at
Arizona Mills Mall, but aren't they closing it down?
I think so.
Do we gotta go?
Should.
Do we need to go make a trip?
We gotta go be the ones that like turn the light off on that Rainforest Cafe.
One, and you know, and then the world went dark, not with a blast, but with a whimper, because the shock machine went. And then the animatronics. I don't think they have animatronics.
It depends. I think it depends on their Rainforest
I remember
Cafe.
like
they have. I think they have statues. Like,
I remember
don't think
the
they move.
big thing being like the
gift shop.
The gift shop.
Fuck yeah.
Do you remember when Chili's used to have the straw cowboy hats?
No.
That was like a whole thing at Chili's. You used to be able to get the Chili's like cowboy hat that was kind of like made of straw.
I never went to a Chili's until I was like very much an adult. I think I was first taken to a Chili's by Taylor, of all people.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Remind me to. Have you ever seen the clip about being the mayor of Titty City?
I don't know.
That
sounds familiar.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta write that down for myself because like if I don't like I want to show it to you after the podcast because I was playing Destiny the other day. I'm gonna finish my story. I promise. And someone's name was Mayor of Titty City.
That sounds very familiar.
It fucking killed me. It's a Comedy Central sketch. Okay, so anyway, so we go into this area with all the produce and near like the cucumbers and shit and the broccoli and whatnot, which is where the culprit struck. This old guy and his wife are talking, and she's getting very terse with him, and I can't make out what she's doing because my dad is also like full on like bumping into people because he's very spatially unaware, and I'm like, Dad, you had a triple bypass and a heart attack, and you literally like are borderline having to go back to the hospital for them to like get another surgery to like take a piece out because your body's outgrown it, which happens. Like you can't be just like bumping into people. Like people will bump into you and not mean to. Also at that one, like all their aisles are really like narrow. Yeah. Like, cause I'm used to the one near my house. Yeah. Which is the one we used to go to all the time where it's fucking massive. It's like a warehouse. Mm-hmm. She starts like getting really quick with him and like not looking at him. She's like, I hate that you do this. And so of course, hearing the phrase, I hate that you do this, I gotta look. You have to know. And no one else saw this.
Is he like eating the grapes or something?
No. What's the worst thing that you think someone could do?
Just in general.
Yeah, when they're in front of like the broccoli, cucumbers, that sort of stuff.
Just start touching all of them?
Yeah, I think bigger than that.
Puts them in his pants?
No. He says, he doesn't say a fucking word. He goes, oh, I get what I paid for. And I'm like, as he starts grabbing the big bunches of broccoli and tearing the top off and throwing the stalk back in the thing. And then putting those tops in a bag, and she's looking around.
Goes by weight.
I have never seen somebody do this, and to see a grown man do it,
you can't do that.
How could you do that? Like
that's rotted.
It was just, it stopped me in my tracks. I was like,
you don't do that.
What the fuck is the matter with you?
Also, like, just eat the stalk.
Yeah.
Like, get over it.
Well, it rhymes with cock, and he ain't gay. So, you know.
Well,
I don't know. He looked like he, like, you know, survived Nam, I guess.
My God.
And by that, I don't know. I don't know. He was just like 50. Was Vietnam even 50 years ago, or am I too old for that?
It was more than that.
Fuck, we're old.
Yeah. Well, not much older than that. It was about 50 years ago. But if he was 50, then he definitely was not there.
Well, he was.
Well, in spirit.
There was a gleam in his father's eye.
He was
Yep. Yeah. That's where we're all at.
Or the gleam.
Do it for the gleam.
That's awful.
Yeah, like I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah, that
because I didn't even know. I'm like, and no one said anything to him. And I'm like, who wants to buy just the stock?
Well, no one's gonna buy it now.
Because that was the thing. Is my brief consideration when I first saw him grab it and like twist. Mm-hmm. I was like, does he just want the stock?
That would be an interesting twist.
Which is because why else would you do it?
Right.
Like, I just need broccoli stalks. I don't need like the florets or like that. And I'm like, that's odd. but I guess that's better, and I don't know why.
It's still, you don't do that.
Yeah, also, like, the broccoli stalk, it tastes just like broccoli.
Yeah.
Like, and, like, the fact is that this man has been doing this, and it's clearly a fight every time with his wife, because she was just, like, livid. Like, I don't want to be seen with you while you do this, but was also still trying to be a body shield to hide it, which I'm like, that's where they know what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah. You're a willful participant.
In
the crime.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is.
And evil is when good men do nothing. And so I was a criminal that day by not reporting them.
That's fair. But
speaking of being a criminal,
yeah,
I almost got in a car accident on my way over here from the stream.
Okay.
So I had asked you if you wanted McDonald's. You
Yes.
said no. I said, would you want anything? And you said M&M McFlurry. And I'm like, all right, cool, as long as I don't forget.
Yeah.
So I went to the McDonald's near my house. Forgot about the McFlurry. And so I was already on the freeway. And I realized, oh, fuck. If I don't at least try to get this goddamn M&M McFlurry, I'm like, I'm going to get shit about it.
You could have just lied and told me the machine was broken and I would have believed you.
No.
Or you could have just said you forgot.
No, because I didn't want to deal with you giving me shit. Because you would give me shit not because you care, but because you know I care that you care. That's why. I get it. So I am panicking and I'm like, I'll get off just after the freeway.
Mm-hmm.
You know which interchange you're talking about. So right where kind of Tyler was at.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, there's a McDonald's there, and I'm like, as I pull off, and I'm like, wait, is it left or right? I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's left. It wasn't. It was right. So I'm like, fuck, and I'm like, I already told you I'd be there in a certain amount of time, and like, I want to be like around what I'm doing, and I'm like, I gotta get over 3 lanes, and I look, there's one car who's a bit far back.
Mm-hmm.
And I go. And as I go, I just see in my little side view mirror this little ghost car as I had to have been like this, as I just full on cross 4 lanes into the 4 fucking lanes into the U-turn. And as I'm like popping the U-turn quick like a fucking crazy person because Eric needs this M&M McFlurry, I can see him coming over, and as he's like driving, it was like a little like it was a Lexus, so like they would have thrown their weight around if they hit me, and like, but it still would have been their fault.
Well,
they shouldn't have tailgated me.
It's true. Keep a safe
distance, and like from the guy 4 lanes to the right, and like as I like look over as I'm about to turn, he just goes like not even like mad, but just like almost like a weird, like, part of me feels like, was he like a racer in his younger days? And like he knows, and he's like, this kid might have it.
He's got it.
Like,
I'm gonna sign him to my team.
I felt like I was about to be conscripted into Fast and Furious.
That's fair.
Because it's all about family. I can't get over the fact that I saw the second half of the new Fast and Furious movie.
Oh, there's a new one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Han is in
Solo.
it. No, Han from Tokyo Drift. He's not dead.
Who's Han?
Han was like the.
I've been forced to watch that movie 3 times, but
there's
I don't know any of their names.
the big white guy with the huge ass forehead who honestly looks like Tim.
Did he ever go to any of the other movies?
He's in this one. Him and Han are in this one. It's the one where they go to space.
They go to space.
Well, they have to destroy the satellite, and so they rocket a car into space, and
Please tell me you're joking.
They use a boost to boost through the satellite to blow it up so that it doesn't like.
No, they do not. No, they do not. Tell me they do not. Tell me this isn't real.
They send the 2 black guys on the team who earlier in the movie talked about how like maybe we actually are invincible because we've survived so many crazy things. And they're up there, floating in space in the car. There was a rocket. That's where the guy from the white guy from Tokyo Drift, he was one of the people helping make this rocket, which when they did the first test mode, it blew up the car. But like technically they could strap a car, like a special car-like thing to...
Why did there need to be a car?
Well, this was the backup plan in case they weren't able to like assault the truck in the middle of the city. That was a mobile like station to blow shit up or whatever.
Why did they need a car?
John Cena like defected at the last second. John Cena is actually Vin Diesel's brother. No. They're brothers. And there's a lot of shooting but yeah, they go to space.
They go to space.
And my dad, stoned to the bone, as soon as that movie was over, just goes, "That was the dumbest fucking movie I've ever seen." And I'm like, it was amazing.
They sent a car to space.
Yeah. And they had just enough like gas to get him home. And like the whole thing was that like hopefully like they wouldn't have to like do it. Like there was something that they had to do that like it kind of fucked up, and they like were resigned to, I think the only way we can stop this is if we like go through it. And it's like, but we might die, and it's like, then we're going out, and they like yell as they drive. Well, they power the thrusters on the sides of the car in space.
This is not
to
real.
Hit it go through.
This is not real.
It's very real.
You're lying to my face.
I would love. I wish so desperately I could be lying to you. I can't believe this is where you're like, you're full disbelief. These movies are amazing.
What kind of magic school bus ass, bullshit ass? This is not real. They launch a car into space to shoot it through a satellite.
It's the side plot.
What's the main plot?
Well, they had to do something like, the reason they had to bring the car into space was to do something where like they'd be able to be close enough to either put something on the satellite to like disable it or something. Like they accomplished their mission as soon as they got there. But because they could still hear comms with the people, driving around in the street, realizing that there's not going to be enough time, they can't do it. Like they're not going to be able to decrypt it in time, that the two people up in space in the car decide that they got to do it. And then they just punch it and they just drive right through it. It explodes and they come out perfectly fine on the other side.
This is not real.
Yeah. I think it's Fast and Furious 9. I don't know.
This is not real.
Fastly Furious.
I refuse to believe that this is real.
Well, there's an Entourage movie, which I think I told you about. I think we talked about that actually.
There's Helen Mirren in this movie.
Oh God, was she? I don't remember. Are you
sure you didn't accidentally fall asleep and wake up in a version of Space Cowboys or something?
No, because Han was in it. Han and the white guy from, I don't know why I can't remember his name. The jarhead looking guy. Cypher. Ugh. Tim.
Dom meets Queenie Shaw. Where is this? Where launches a satellite into orbit? Oh no. Using the rocket car, Tesh and Roman enter orbit and destroy the satellite, stopping the upload.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Tej and Roman reach the International Space Station and are safely returned to Earth.
Oh yeah, I guess that was, but that was like a throwaway line, because like I didn't even realize that's how they got back.
The team celebrates the next line after that is the team celebrates their success with a barbecue at Dom's house.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Have you ever seen any of the Fast and Furious movies?
Like I said, I have been forced to watch Tokyo Drift 3 times.
Same, I think.
It's Brandon.
Yeah, but like also like it's fun.
The first time he kept trying to convince me that it was the Need for Speed movie. I'm like, there's not a Need for Speed movie.
There is a Need for Speed movie.
Well, it's not Tokyo Drift.
No, I saw the Need for Speed movie in theaters. It was with the guy Aaron Paul, the guy who plays Jesse in Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay.
It was very okay.
Yeah, well,
it's
either way, I was like, this is not a Need for Speed movie. And he's like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, I'm not drunk. You're drunk. You're not going to convince me.
This is what little kid Brandon was like, this is like Need for Speed.
Literally. Okay.
Okay.
I don't even know what to do with that. With that information.
We should watch.
I really don't want to.
We should watch all of them. And we should do a review. We should do a fun little video series.
The rocket car. We still have to do Entourage.
Yeah. We got to we just got to like have a weekend where we can do, or we just need a day to do it.
Yeah.
I think we do open like the first episode, the final episode, and then the movie.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, what are you doing this weekend? But I don't. With my mom, I don't know what they got going on.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
Because I'd like to do it all in one sitting.
Yeah, if we're gonna do it, I want it like done.
And if we do, I think we almost got to take notes.
Yeah.
And like,
I think we should like do it so that way we can like take notes and then hopefully in that same like day, like afterward, then talk about it. Because I think it'll all be fresh.
It would be fresh. But would we do that Monday? Or I'm like, we do it Saturday. Or maybe we like record it as like a special thing.
Maybe.
Because I mean, there's nothing reason why we can't do the
when
podcast.
we hit 10,000 subs.
10,000 subs. Well, we can't like. I mean, when we hit 1,000 subs, it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
500 subs.
Get us to 1,000 subs, and
we'll talk about. If we can get to 1,000 subs, we'll do the Fast and Furious.
Okay.
Review.
We have to watch all of them.
Yeah.
There's 9 of them.
There's more than that because there's like Hobbs and Shaw.
Wait. Do we have to go extended universe?
Yeah.
We're skipping Tokyo Drift because I'm not watching that again.
That's fine.
Okay. Then I'll do it.
Yeah.
I have an update on the gazebo.
Oh. We gotta pause.
Okay.
They'll just see a weird cut.
Yeah.
Cool. I forget what we were talking about.
The gazebo.
That's right. You hit me with the gazebo, and then I said, "Wait." I was so excited.
I have an update on the gazebo. So
I should have looked outside and gotten a spoiler for myself. What happened to this goddamn gazebo?
So there have been some storms in Arizona recently.
Honey,
there've been some flooding.
There's been a lot of flooding.
There's been a lot of flooding.
It's a concern.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of damage and a lot of flooding, and so I was sitting in my office.
Crisscross applesauce?
No, just one leg tucked under.
Where was the other leg?
Doesn't matter.
That one's for you, chaps.
And so like I had written up a whole script and I had recorded it, and just as I finished recording it, it started to rain. It's pretty late at night at this point.
It was all crinkle, crinkle, pop, pop, pop for you.
Little crinkle, crinkle, pop, pop, pop. It's maybe like 10 p.m. or something. Like it was a late night of me where I was like, I'm just going to get this thing done.
Yeah.
And then head to sleep. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to edit it and it'll be ready to go. It'll be done. I remember why I was working on it at 10 p.m. I was like, why was I being so productive? I wasn't being productive. It was the NSFW, so it was due the next morning. That's the only reason why I was doing it that night.
Due tomorrow.
So, well, it wasn't due in the morning, but I usually release them in the morning. Anyway, so I finished it up.
I tend to have a nocturnal release myself.
And so I was editing the video.
Sticky fingers.
Oh my god! So I'm editing the video. Blah blah. I realized like, oh, it's raining. How lucky that it didn't start raining until after I'd finished recording. So I'm recording, not recording. I'm editing. Blah 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 blah.
Waiting.
About 15 minutes late. I wish it only took that long to edit.
Manager Storm
comes up. And says,
what's the current storm? Gertrude.
Sorry. Huh?
What's the current storm? Is it Gertrude? It's not Gertrude.
Isn't there someone like one called like Jacques or something?
It's just Shaq, and he's bringing the heat. I don't think he plays anymore, but he was on the Heat.
No, he does not play anymore. So
you know he's a musician.
I did know that.
DJ Diesel.
Yeah.
Zach and Kat were at their Lollapalooza set and said it was fucking insane, and I'm so envious because I watched it and I'm like, look up DJ Diesel. It's Shaq, but like he's great because he was playing music before he played ball.
Hell yeah. So I finished the edit, and just as I finished the edit, I'm like, okay, great. Like I'm gonna get this the audio part rendering. I like hit render, and I get a push notification on my phone.
Hurricane Henry.
Ennui.
And the Anui.
Hurricane Umami. That's a me and Brandon joke. Never mind.
I was about to say Hurricane Naruto Uzumaki.
So just as I finished rendering it, I get one of those like push notifications on my phone. It's like the emergency alerts, and it says, I'm thinking it'll say like flash flood because I had gotten a couple of those, in the days prior.
It said no, shit's done. There's no flash about it.
Yeah, no. So it came in and it said, storm warning, 80-mile-an-hour winds. And so I'm like, it can't really be 80-mile-an-hour winds. That's insane.
Here, localized
Where I
entirely in
live?
my community.
That's not gonna happen.
They don't do that.
It's not gonna happen.
That's not true. The wind here, when it's windy, like you'll be driving on the freeway.
Fucking windy.
Fucking windy.
So I'm like, okay, I guess I should like go check and make sure that, you know, like the covers on, you know, like the furniture
pool.
and stuff is strapped down and everything.
Mm-hmm. Do you just strap yourself in that weird chair
Oh,
and
yeah.
ride
And
out
just
the
ride
storm?
out the storm. Well, that's my bed.
And
I
you just
sleep out
you're just
there.
listening to "Simple and Clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight. It's hard to let it go. Oh, man. It's just a little later on.
So it's 11
My
p.m.
heart's a battleground. Okay, yeah, it's 11 p.m.
And I'm like, I guess I'll go check, you know.
An hour after you were warned.
Yeah. So, no, not an hour after I was warned. An hour after I'd finished my thing.
Heavy.
It was right as I got the warning. And I was like, okay, well, I'm done. So, like, I
Oh.
guess I'll go, like, make sure everything's strapped down and then go to sleep.
Little did you know.
I go out there. I don't even make it outside.
Can I ask,
Please.
was the gazebo gone?
The gazebo was gone.
The gazebo was
The
gone.
gazebo was, in fact, gone.
The gazebo has fallen.
But this time it was not nearly as cleanly.
It didn't just go up and over?
No, it did not just magically disappear this time. It broke the top of it, broke the lattices off the wall, like on both sides. It was gone. It had become like crinkled up like a pretzel in the alley. It knocked down the lights that I had next to it into the pool.
Oh, that's cool. Glad you weren't in it.
Yeah. Well, there was a GFI, so it like tripped that. So then all the lights went out because I'm like looking back there, like, what?
I have a question, but I'll ask it later.
Okay.
It's about it's not GFI, but it's close.
Okay.
Okay.
So like, yeah, so all the lights have gone out because they're all on the same circuit. So the GFI tripped because of like the, you know, thing. So it's like pitch black out there. 80-mile-an-hour winds. It is raining, unlike last time when the gazebo was gone. So like, it's just a fucking nightmare out there. And I'm just like, I just wanted to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So I go out there and I like look at the gazebo and like, she's not coming back from this one. The gazebo.
We can't put some duct tape,
No.
some elbow grease.
Like, gazebo is gone truly in this moment.
gazebo.
And I'm just like, she's got to go.
Rest in peace, gazebo.
And like this mess, this twisted, rended metal is just in the middle of the alley. So I like drag it to the side.
you drag the carcass of your gazebo
Yes.
through the streets.
Over to the side and just kind of like, I'm like, that's as much as I can do right now in the middle of this storm. Because like, I'm not looking to get, you know, hit by lightning over this
Do you still
husk
have
of
it?
metal. Yeah, what's left of it.
Should we give it a Viking funeral? Send it out right.
It was.
We'll just like burn it on your pool. There's no like legal problems there, I'm sure. As long as you keep the flames down, I actually don't think it would be too bad.
That's true. Yeah, it was just very sad to see, and like it.
I don't think we ever got to sit under it either because it's been too hot.
No, I sat under it a couple times, but like never for very long, and it had been like staked down and everything. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's the storms. It's like the way a gazebo's built. Yours isn't like, it's not like a wood gazebo. Well, I guess a wooden gazebo wouldn't really be a gazebo.
yeah, it can
Isn't there another name for gazebos that people use?
pergola.
Pergola. Is a pergola when it's like,
I don't know the difference.
pergola is the one where your wife's buried under it.
Well, unlike
Well,
my
under the
normal
dog,
victims who are
under-
under the gazebo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like literally the only thing more that I could have done was to actually like cement it in place, which I didn't think I needed to do. And to be frank, I wouldn't have needed to do in just about anything other than an 80-mile-an-hour windstorm.
You're not Frank, so you lost it.
Well, gazebo
Is your
was gone.
gazebo cemented in? You better lock that shit in place.
Yeah, so
That's so
so
sad.
gazebo is truly gone. R.I.P.
Gazebo's gone. I kind of want to get a shirt that says Gazebo's gone. I'm actually thinking of like, you know those movies, I think Gerard Butler's in them, where it's like Olympus has fallen and it's all about like people attacking the Capitol, but it's just the gazebo has fallen.
The gazebo has fallen.
And Gerard Butler's there like, and it's just instead of like the Capitol building, it's just your crumpled gazebo.
Oh god, it's so sad. But yeah, so that is my
and your
update.
stinky sneakers.
A different problem. They're fine.
Can I smell them?
Yeah.
You got them in the
Turn
room?
that camera off. Anyway, yeah. So Gazebo was gone.
Gazebo's gone.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
I guess it's in pieces.
It's mostly together.
So, well,
A crumbled little ball.
and if you still have it, right?
Yeah. What's left of it.
We got to do something with it. Can we bring it on as a guest?
I think we should go out in the field.
God, I
We should
wish.
take this on the road.
I would have
I'll
loved to
buy
do
us. I'll buy us 50-foot cables.
I honestly would have loved to
We'll be
try
on the scene.
to record a podcast from the gazebo.
We could.
We still can, I guess. Not right
Just
now.
sitting next to it.
Well, now it would just be out like
Hey guys.
because I could bring my big ass ring light.
Yeah.
We would need to get like extension cords and shit,
Yeah.
but we could do it.
Yeah. We'd have to go back to recording it, not
Yeah.
this way, but yeah.
Why not?
Because their cords aren't that long.
Okay, well,
Unless the laptop could do it.
unless the laptop can handle all of it,
Maybe.
buy a little generator,
There
a
you
little
go.
man
Yeah.
to just crank it.
Well, regardless, Gazebo is gone, so
Yeah.
that would have to wait until a new Gazebo came to take its place.
Put your votes down now in the comments for what color the new gazebo should be. It won't be picked.
No. Because
God,
that's not how that
that's
works.
so depressing, man. Fuck. Like,
I know, it did make me really sad.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I find it fucking amazing because it's a nice full little closure.
I mean, it
on the
really did,
gazebo
like,
story.
we closed the loop.
Everyone, you can now unsubscribe from the channel. We have finished the
guys.
podcast series as a whole, as the gazebo is
Gazebo is
gone.
gone.
Electric Boogaloo,
Yeah.
which it kind of did if it like knocked those lights in.
Yeah.
I wonder. I mean, would they have been live?
Oh, yeah, they were on.
Oh,
But, like, that's what the GFI is
well,
for,
if you would have
so
been
it's
like,
fine.
what's GFI mean?
It, like, grounds it, so that way, like, it doesn't just, like, pop the
Okay.
breaker or something.
Mhm.
You know how, like, some of them have the two little switches?
Don't
You know that.
don't do this.
You know how
you
to-
know right now. There's nothing. It's just the empty microwave.
You know what?
It's
you know
spinning.
this.
Okay, there's two buttons on like a light
in
switch.
a kitchen.
Yeah, there's the two buttons that are like,
On
the
the
secret
plug,
buttons.
there's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
two
yeah.
secret buttons there. That's the GFI.
Okay,
So if it senses that there's a short,
it'll
it
like
shuts off power to both of the plugs before it can like chain back.
and
hit-
like
hit
start
the
like
breaker.
a fire or something,
Right.
Or knock out all your power.
Or
Oh,
kill
okay.
you. Because it shuts off the power both ways, so that way like it's
Oh.
not gonna like shock you if you're like if I was in.
Well,
that
I
pool,
would
you
know.
survive.
It wouldn't shock me if the appliance is turned off after the lights also turned off.
Right.
Like I would assume, I wouldn't really be shocked.
Yeah.
Electrocuted, I might be.
Only if you die. I hate when people say that when they get it wrong.
What?
When they say like I was electrocuted, I'm like, did you die?
No, then you were shocked.
Then you weren't electrocuted. You were shocked. If
Is
you
that,
die
is
in
that
the
really the
res-
difference? It's like
Yes.
hang to hung.
Yeah, because electrocuted is literally a combination of the words electric
And
and
executed.
execution. You have to die to be electrocuted. You can be resuscitated,
But that's a little sus.
but I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
Resuscitated.
So my question I was going to ask you earlier,
Yeah.
what does GFE stand for?
GFE.
Yeah, in the ASMR stuff.
Girlfriend experience. BFE is boyfriend experience.
Bumfuck anywhere.
Well,
Or
bumfuck everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, not that I've seen any myself, but I've seen that there's like audio descriptions that have like GFE, and I go, I don't know what that means, and I
Yeah.
assume it's bad.
No, that one's actually quite pure.
Well, no, it's still bad.
Well, the other parts are bad, probably. The other tags associated with it.
People submit the strangest scripts,
Oh yeah.
and they get filled all the time.
yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just looking for a goddamn hot dog.
Oh yeah. There's some stuff where I'm like, damn, like y'all found your people, I guess.
This is really specific.
This is incredibly niche.
Like
Good for you, I guess.
you're just
Damn.
cranking and cranking out the script, cranking. Quick.
I believe it is time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because we've been going for an hour. Well, we had like 8 minutes. We're on fairly
We're
decent
doing
time.
pretty good.
All right.
For once.
Yeah. All right. So I got to pull up the episode because so we did not look over. Is it time for the jingle?
For the jingle right now?
We could do it. I think we have time.
Okay.
Question time. Question time. What is it? All right. Thank you, everybody, for all of your questions. Oh, I forgot to bring over. So, Blue Sky, thank you so much for the packages that you had sent to the podcast with the picture of Duncan.
Yeah, that was very sweet. Thank you.
I think it's because I put it back in the envelope because we were like kind of tidying it up that like it just totally spaced. So, and I meant it was like with all my stuff to bring, but like my stuff was on top of it. So I'm like, why would I bring this envelope? I don't check the mail. Envelope. If you would like to submit a question to Quick Wit Wit, go ahead and just leave a comment down below in as many comments as possible.
Or write a handwritten letter.
Yeah, you can send it to... Actually, I would answer a question if you handwrote us a letter. Our P.O. box is in the description down below. Which Sin Spawn sent me, a Tupon, as she's now more affectionately known because I didn't understand that her S was backwards.
Oh.
That's what it was, because I did ask. Oh, I guess I never filled you in on the clarification. It's supposed to say Spawn, but she's, like 7 or 8. So, like, still figuring all that out. I think she's 7. So, like, Tupon.
Yeah.
All right. So, we have 37 comments. I have no idea how many of these are questions.
We're going to find out.
So, these are all from our Elrond is a DILF podcast, where we just... I mean, I was so happy to come out with those ears. Because I knew it was going to get you good. And you immediately...
It did get me.
Okay. Oh, I guess we're going to start with like a real one. LCM has asked or wrote, you guys had mentioned in a previous podcast that when these things happen, you'll know you have made it successfully online. Made it in quotes.
Okay. For
Eric, it was somebody making fan art of one of his characters. And for Odie, it was if/when someone makes an animation for the podcast. If you have similar aspirations offline, what are they? How will you know you've made it in life?
Oh. Well, a big one for me was, I had a couple.
You've already made it?
I did it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, the couple were like, I wanted to pay off my car, like, buy a nice car and then pay it off. Because my first car, I mean, like, I just paid for it because it was like...
I remember the orange man.
I loved that car.
That car was so cool.
Like, I was about to say, like, because it was, like, shitty, but, like, it wasn't shitty. I loved that car.
What was it?
It was a 1998 Mitsubishi Eclipse.
That's right. It was a Mitsubishi. It was clean.
I loved that car.
2 doors.
Hatchback.
There's no room.
No. Are you kidding me? You could fit anything in that car. I fit 4 mannequins and 3 people in that car.
So 7 people.
Yeah.
Mannequins are people, too.
They are. People that can't bend.
Like Beckham.
Yeah, no, I wanted to...
Tip it!
Oh, my God. No, I wanted to pay off my car, and I wanted to buy a house, and I did both of those things. So I guess I can die.
Yeah. I'll move in. Thank you. You got me a house.
In the will.
I'm still going to keep writing content. The quality will go down, but I got to ride that off until the house is paid. Live, laugh, live.
Mitchell.
Mitchell, no. Oh my God! I just threw myself back.
You just traveled through time.
Oh God! I feel like my hair just straightened and got longer. My snake bites came back, and I never had. My mom would never let me get my lip pierced. Are you kidding me?
I wanted snake bites so bad for a very brief period, but I wanted them very badly. But I never wanted like the rings. I wanted the
the spikes.
Studs.
Yeah, studs. So like I had mentioned that I meant like the podcast will have made it when someone made an animation on it, not that like me personally, like at least for like my stream.
Yeah, I think that's what you're saying, like online.
Yeah,
like those are your online things.
Oh yeah, well like at least for me in the stream it was the fan art thing too, because Parky had made some fan art, and I remember calling you going, Parky made fan art. Like what the fuck? Like this is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
Aside from the time I made a bunch of money in Vegas, that was the coolest
That's
time,
fair.
and it's very hard to top that.
It's fair.
The big dick energy at Caesar's Palace was huge, and I've been chasing that high ever since. I mean,
you do well in casinos.
Yeah, when I tell you about the time I do well, not about the other times.
That one time I turned a dime into $29.
You did, and then we spent it on cigarettes. I think we did spend it on cigarettes too.
I think that was a different trip.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember what. But the money was gone very soon after.
We have smoked so many cigarettes. No. I have smoked cigarettes in Vegas. I don't smoke though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never had a drive for it. Even though, like, as a kid, it was always like, you smoke one cigarette
And you die.
you're going to prison.
To all of them.
Expelled. And it's like, maybe it's only because I really only smoked them when I'm drunk, and I'm like, maybe because I smoke cigars every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, you
so
and Brandon
like,
smoke cigars, so.
Yeah. I don't know. For real life, I have no goals, and it's definitely not something that, like, I've been really struggling with lately, and I kind of just feel like I'm floating and barely making it. But, you know, aside from that, I'd like to make enough money to be able to do things that I want to do while still having a little bit of structure in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom kind of always made me feel bad about having small goals. Whereas, like, my dad is, like, like, they're two, like, antithesis. Like, my mom is still, like, pissed off that I didn't graduate.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. Except that she's not the one in debt. So, like,
Yeah.
how about you slow down there, Mom? Whereas my dad is on the polar opposite end, where never really did anything and he's been injured. But he's, like everything I do, he's so very proud of me, which means a lot. My mom very rarely ever says it. You know, that's sort of a thing where it's like, well, then she's the one that, like, means more when it happens. But also, like, fuck it, you know? So, like, I just kind of wanted to not be, like, average, obviously, but, like, I don't know. It's just the best way to describe it. I want a job that is stable, that makes me enough money to enable me to do things I want to do and not feel like I have to worry.
Yeah.
So, that's it. That's for me. That's how I will know I have made it. That or I have $1 million. One of the two.
Oh, that'll do it too.
So, okay. This person was just commenting with, Mimble had commented, for anyone here from Eric's 50K stream still wondering about the moment, here you go with some timestamps.
Is it for me?
Oh, man. Okay. So, Smitty the Scribbler has 2 questions.
Fun name.
1, if you could live out the character experience from any book, movie, game, TV show, which character would it be and why?
Who's someone?
I want to be Larry from Leisure Suit Larry.
I'm like, I want to be Jones from Osmosis Jones. Who?
Oh, that was such a good movie. I fucking loved Osmosis Jones.
Who's a person?
When Bill Murray eats the egg?
That's disgusting.
Egg.
Who's a person who has a very good, easy life and nothing bad happens to them in a movie and people resent them for it?
I was going to say, in real life, the people running
I know.
up the mountain.
That's my
That's
my
that could be
aspirational
us.
goal.
That's how I'll know I've made it, when people get mad at me.
When I'm prancing up the summit of Humphreys Peak going,
hey, this is the warm-up.
Goes off.
Yeah.
With a full grin on my face.
Oh my God.
What's a character that I would want to be? I don't consume media. What are video games? No one's ever happy in video games because there's no, like, otherwise there would be no conflict.
There's a lot of people that are happy.
Whom?
Oh, I would want to live in Animal Crossing.
Oh, you want to live in debt?
I want to fuck a fox.
You can't fuck in Animal Crossing.
No, well,
it says live their life. No fucking in Animal Crossing.
That's true. Well, you know, it's because Tom Nook kidnaps the kids and dumps them on the island full of other animals and makes them pay off a debt that it's a Brandon gift.
Hey, at least
I got you a house. You owe me $40,000.
Hey, at least in like New Leaf not New Leaf. This one, like
New Horizons.
They let the children see the other children.
Mm-hmm.
In previous ones, you weren't able to, right? Can't you visit each other's islands and stuff?
Yeah, well, you can. There's the 3DS one. You could as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Delete it.
In other games you could, but you just needed like local. It wasn't like Wi-Fi until the 3DS one.
Well, the video games that I like aren't usually happy.
No.
Is my problem. And the books I usually have read, their lives aren't particularly happy.
I'd want to be The Witcher.
Is that a good life to live?
It's cool if I could be hot like Henry Cavill.
That's fair.
I want to be Henry Cavill's Witcher.
I want to be Fred in Halo because, like, nothing bad happens to Fred.
No, I want to be in the Scooby-Doo live-action movie.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm Scrappy.
Oh, no.
Are you Freddie Prinze Jr.?
I want to be Freddie Prinze Jr.
God damn, yeah. I mean, I'd be Shaggy, but I could never get anywhere close to being as good as Matthew Lillard. But, like, just to have fun. Me and the dog, me and Zuki. It's a
retelling.
tangential,
Tangential.
yeah, transgentle. That's how they are. The second question was, Odie, what do your elf ears hear? Crickets. Because there's crickets
I
now.
hate it.
I don't know. I love it. I
crickets.
appreciate the question.
I love that. I hate the crickets.
I didn't have
That's
something
what-
funny to say. All right, I think you could read the next few,
Okay.
or start reading through them to read. But Asian is first,
Asian asks.
because we didn't read. We normally read through these just so that we in our head like know what's coming up, how many we have. But
Yeah, we're doing this one raw.
it's fucking raw.
Fucking raw. All right, Asian asks, have there been instances online or off? Okay. Why did you tell me then?
I haven't read. I don't know the question. I was just being a shit by just saying no. Like,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Have there been instances online?
Never been an instance.
Have there been instances online or off where you've had to set firm boundaries and enforce them?
Yes.
Okay. Is it something you can talk about?
The one that comes to mind. I don't.
I have an offline one that I
What's
can
your
talk about
offline
briefly.
boundary?
So there was
You don't like it when I like smell your socks?
well, not unless you pay me.
No.
That's the boundary.
No, you pay me to smell your socks while you sit in the
While I
corner.
film it.
You sit in a dark corner on a leather chair.
No, so when I worked at the grocery store, like back in the day, there was another associate. I genuinely can't remember her name anymore, actually.
Judy.
No.
Was it at Shoppers Drug Mart?
With the raccoon? No. She was like way too like clingy, touchy-feely,
Mm-hmm.
and like she would hug me all the time,
Oh,
unsolicited.
we don't hug.
Like I don't mind hugging if it's someone that like I like, but like if I don't
We've
know
hugged
you,
4 times, I think.
yeah, like if I don't know you and like we're not friends, don't hug
Even
me.
if we are friends. Like that's just it. Like our friend group is not very
We're
like
not very touchy.
touchy. No.
Which like I got nothing against it per se, but like if I don't know you and especially if I don't like you, do not hug me. And I did not like her.
Yeah.
At all. And it was like really like annoying and creepy, and like I'd be like cashiering and she'd try to like come up behind me and like hug me and stuff, like it was first of all just uncomfortable for me, and it was also weird like in front of customers and stuff. So it was like, so then finally like one day I had to just be like, because like before I was like like whatever, like I'm sure she'll get over that, and then like she didn't get over it, she just kept doing it more, and so then I finally had to be like, that you can't, I'm not okay with the hugging.
Yeah.
Like we're not like that, we're not close like that. And then she got like really upset and weird about it. But yeah, that's an example I can think of. I
have an example of a real life thing. I think I've told you this before.
Okay.
It is not. I will like to preface this with as I was like I think I was 20 at the time. So I was a young man, and I had only dated one person through high school, and I had just started like getting over the breakup and starting to like date, interact with people, and a little bit of that like bro mentality of like I'm just like looking to have fun, not looking for anything too serious, trying to communicate to people, whatever. And you're 20 and you don't really know what's going on. It was like 1920, and there was this girl.
It was the year 1920.
It was the year 1920.
And you were 20. You were a young man.
I was a young man. It's only been 8 years. I've only had 8 birthdays since then. People just keep forgetting, and so I just stay the same age. It's like it
didn't count. If there's no party, you didn't age.
Yeah, they call me,
they call him the Sandman because he likes to put people to sleep.
I was to say, unlike Benjamin Button, they call me Percival Pocket Square. I stay the same age unless someone like looks at me when it's my birthday.
Unless someone tells you, "Is it your birthday?"
And I go, "Fuck." There's like a little gray hair.
That's a weird superpower. If no one ever acknowledges that it's your birthday, you don't age.
Oh.
Oh. But if someone even like misremembers your birthday and goes, "Oh, is it your birthday?" You age a year.
God damn, like right there in that moment.
In that moment.
And you just a year's worth of like refuse exits your body.
Yeah.
Disgusting. And you go, fuck, Steve had a shit day. That's why. But then if someone just goes, "I'm gonna kill you," and they're like, "How?" And you're like, "Is today your birthday? Is today your birthday?" It's like that's the secret.
And then they take you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They take you out to emo
for your birthday.
Emo Denise.
Emo Denise.
There's Emo Deenies.
Emo Deenies for your birthday.
Emo Deenies. God, okay, so there was this girl when I was like 19, and she was like 24, 25.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like friend of a friend, like in our circle hanging out. And I remember being like really into her for some reason. And she was like, "Oh, you're too young for me," because I was 19.
Okay.
And so that made me mad.
How old was she?
24.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she was right.
So she was right. But like, I was like, that's a dumb reason because I'm 19 and,
Right.
I understand now where I'm like, at the thought of anyone under like 23 is just like nauseating. Mostly just because I'm like, there's so much you need to learn.
There's so many like emotional years
And
actually
it's-
pass between those number years.
Like, I think about 23 was 5 years ago. Nobody likes you when you're 23. But I'm also like, that was a long time ago.
Long ass time ago.
Start to realize a town called Kickapoo, the lift of faithful family, religious through and through. So anyway, fast forward a year. Wreck-It Ralph has come out.
Okay.
This is important. I have
Vitally
watched
important.
Wreck-It Ralph 4 times in my life.
Uh-huh.
All 4 times I was hooking up with somebody.
Fair. You had told me that part.
Yeah. So it's just funny that like I haven't seen the movie outside of that context.
Yeah.
And this was all in that short period of time.
Yeah.
So it was Wreck-It Ralph. It was either Wreck-It Ralph. No, it was Frozen.
Oh.
I think it was Frozen. In this specific case.
Do we need to talk about why it's always a Disney film?
Regardless.
We don't have time for all that.
I turned 20. Like once I'm 20, I like am hitting her up again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, whatever, like just wanting to hang out and like have fun.
Yeah.
And like I'm not really looking for anything serious. I figured I'd be more upfront. Like Tinder and stuff had just started.
Yeah.
If at all. And she was like, "Oh, well, I'm like really looking for something serious." And I was like, "Oh, well then okay. Like no worries." And so like we were like doing something and I was like, "Hey," or like Zach and I were doing something and I was like, "Hey, you want to like hang out and watch a movie?"
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Yeah, sure. Okay." So we were like, there was a lot of flirting going on. And so I took that to mean I made my position clear. You
Right.
made your position clear. So if you accept my invitation, you're agreeing with what I had understood.
Okay.
It becomes clear that this was not the case.
Not the case.
This is not the case. I learned a lot in the next 13 hours as she came over and we like hung out, watched a movie, talked, third base more or less, and she started talking a lot.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not trying to do like what would have been like the Bussin' Boys podcast. Those guys, they would do some shithead shit like this.
Right.
It was like, this bitch was doing this. No, like, so she was talking to me and like, granted, she's like 25 now, right? Like it's been like a year or 6 months or whatever. And like, she's like, I've got like a career, like I'm like working well because she was like a hairstylist. And like it's starting to get it all up. When I was younger, I used to downplay it because I was like, she was like a fucking like hairstylist. But like, I have a much better understanding of like what that actually means. And like, no, it's a lot of work. Like, and I put some respect on the name. And she's like, oh yeah, this and that. And like we're like making out and stuff. And she's like, oh yeah. She's like, I mean, what are you gonna tell your parents that like since I'm like 25, I'm so much older than you? I'm like, well, and I was just like, yeah, like I don't think they care. Like I didn't think anything about it.
Right.
So the next morning rolls around. And she heads out. Actually, I don't even know if she stayed the night. I think she hung out and then left. No, it doesn't matter. She leaves, and I'm talking like with Zach the next day, and I'm like, he's like, how'd your night go? Because this is like a new Steve, so to speak, where like it's out of the depression of like breaking up with a high school sweetheart and like starting to just explore and figure some shit out. And I'm just like, I don't know, there's like a lot of red flags. I don't know, like she was just like mentioning like wanting to meet my parents and like on like a first like, which granted we didn't really have a date, we just kind of like Netflixed and chilled, I guess.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And I was like, maybe I should say something to her. Zach convinced me it was a good idea to just shoot her a quick text. I wish I still had these messages. I go, hey, so I had a wonderful time, but I was kind of like, thinking about some of the things you said, and I'm like worried that like this might be like going pretty fast. Like we're not on the same page. Like I kind of not really looking for anything, serious at the moment, but my intention was like, hey, I'm not necessarily like looking to jump right into a relationship. Mm-hmm. It's more of like, if it happens, it happens. Great. I did not make it that nuanced. I said it just like I said it.
Yeah.
I get like 12 text messages of these page-long rants calling me a piece of shit, scum of the earth, garbage bag, and that like, she said she only wanted to do things if she was going to be serious. And like all of like just really just like raking me against the coals. Part of me deserved it. Kind of. I didn't, because I didn't invite her over maliciously.
Right.
And so like I was a little bit upset at that, but then I was just like, I'm just like getting reamed. And then like I was like, how do I even respond? And Zach just goes, okay. And I was like, fuck, you right. So I think it was like 4 really long texts. Yeah. It wasn't 12. That was embellishment to make the story intense. But now that I'm trying to like remember it and picture it, it was like, but it was back when it's like, if it will only be in one big text. And I was just like, okay. Which proceeded to get another rant of texts and her to get pissed. And then I think like the next day she's like, I want my pants back. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, I left my pants there. Like my sweatpants. And I was like, oh. And I like was like, well, let me see if I can find them. And I found them and they fit me. And I said, I don't see them. I don't know where they're at. And I kept her pants. I had my little like Aeropostale sweatpants. They weren't that comfy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was the time when I tried to set a boundary and it didn't do well.
Right.
And I didn't know what I was doing. So don't do that.
And you have learned from it since.
Yes. Now being upfront and clear about expectations or whatnot, like, more so like it's always comes with people. Like obviously that's where you put boundaries up, but it's communication's what's most important, and actually like making sure the other person understands, or at least trying to understand what the other person wants to, because it takes 2 to tango.
Yeah.
That's it. Read another one. I think they had a follow-up.
They had a follow-up question.
So
and then also like online, like, I've had to do a lot of that since becoming,
Yeah, I'm still small enough that I'm like, like, don't hesitate to like message me or what have you. But then like, which still isn't really a problem. I don't care if people DM me. You're more than welcome to, because, it's not 50,000 people that would be, wanting to do it. It's still small. So you can still be in the Founders Club. Yeah.
So I had to set some limitations on that kind of thing. Yeah. Just, some personal boundaries, and that there's some stuff that I just like won't talk about, things like that. But
yeah.
Okay. And then for those who struggle in setting boundaries, what would you recommend they start with doing?
Trying to clearly express to the other person, like, hey, when this happens, it makes me feel like this. And I don't want to do that. Or I don't know. It's kind of like the best way I could put it. I guess it really depends on what the context is of why you're needing to set a boundary. But either you do like a placid lie, like kind of a little bit of a placation just to kind of make it, it's not you, it's me, or, like, hey, I'm just really busy right now, whatever. And communication though. Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, when you're first starting out and first trying to find the confidence to like set lines and stuff, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with like lying,
because you don't know what kind of fucking line you're going to take.
Right. To make the excuse, or whatever. Like, I think that's okay. If you have to like frame it like that. Mm-hmm. What's up?
Oh, it's because this scene was clicked. So I'm like, why is there a green line? There isn't.
Yeah. I think like when you're first starting out and trying to like find confidence in, like setting your own assertions and everything, like you can go with like white lie kind of stuff to get past it.
Yeah.
Also, it can be good if there's like smaller boundaries that you kind of want to set with like friends or something, like people that like you kind of like trust with
Like-
telling them why you like have like a
Hey,
line somewhere.
if you don't mind, do you mind like blah 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 blah? And if they're like,
Right.
well, why? And you're like, well, hey, so there's this, and it might be something that you might have to give an inch,
Yeah.
where like you kind of have to be a bit more vulnerable for people to understand. Hopefully
Yeah.
you don't, but
So that can be good then to like start with little things with people that you trust who like you're willing to like explain the things to or whatever, to kind of get up some of the confidence to then like set them with like strangers kind of a thing going forward, where like you don't want to have to explain yourself because you don't owe anyone the
no,
explanation.
of course not.
So maybe start small with people that like you know you can trust with that.
Okay, cool. I guess I'll oh, you already scrolled up?
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's the next one.
Yeah. All right. Sin asked, what would you say your design aesthetic is? I get a lot of modern/minimalist vibes from Eric, but Odie, you are a little harder to pin down. So a follow-up, if you had unlimited funds, how would you design your dream place?
I mean, to the first part of the question, yeah, mine is fairly like modern, minimalist. I like it, you know, I like things to be look pretty clean lines and everything, fairly neutral colors. I like whites and grays and black, in case you couldn't tell.
I mean, I hate it because I also enjoy a lot of that, but I also like clutter. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I've never really had to think of it.
Yeah.
And that's something I've been working on. A better word would be I've been struggling with is finding like an identity in that sort of sense.
Yeah.
But like it took me months to finally find a fucking like just from the Streamlabs like layout
Yeah.
that like I decided was fine because like nothing felt right.
Well, it can be hard until you have like your own spaces to like figure
Express.
it out in.
I need to just force it's ADHD though. If I don't think about it, it's just not a thing. I have to actually like force myself. I kind of need someone to be like, hey, we're gonna like do something to this room. What do you want to do? Kind of like 20 questions me, which is very annoying, pulling teeth. But like it's just I need something, or maybe I just need to download Pinterest.
That could help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I had unlimited funds, how would I design my place, my dream place? I'd have a D&D dungeon. Not like a dungeon to keep people, like a game dungeon, like Joe Manganiello's basement, which I can't believe Sofia Vergara lets him have that. A queen.
Listen.
He's amazing. Okay. I just want to read this because it's funny. Inky Immortal had written, I cannot read the name of this podcast without this Bo Burnham moment in my head. Like, if you like smoking weed, let me hear you say, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. I have questions from Mario.
Okay.
1, if all the states in the USA were represented by food, what food would each state be represented by? I'm not doing all 50.
We can't go through all 50.
Yeah. Or unless I pull up the list real quick and we just rapid fire.
Arizona would be a chimichanga.
Ugh.
Not because we would want it to be.
Oh, it's a chimichanga with no chili.
Well, chimichangas don't have chili.
No, but they asked for no chilies.
Oh.
There wasn't enough gringo in the chimichanga. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that, like.
With a lot of sour cream on top.
Ugh.
Yeah. I didn't ask.
Yeah. California would be a weed brownie.
Fair.
Colorado would be a weed cookie.
Okay. Washington would be heroin.
Yeah. Chicago.
A hot dog?
It would be a deep dish hot dog. It's just a big bun.
Hot dog.
It's still the same size wiener. And it's just it's a small wiener. And it's so this is the wiener, right?
Yeah, that's the wiener. Yeah.
This is the wiener. And then the bun, it's a big fluffy bun. It goes up like this. Like a taco, like a chalupa bun.
Okay.
But it's not a chalupa. It's not fried. It's just a regular bun like you'd buy at the store. It's just really big.
Yep.
It's like they took a loaf of bread and then they like curved cut it to make it. And then it's just like 4 to 5 pounds of relish.
Yeah.
And it's a Chicago dog.
Chicago.
You gotta, it's da bears. And it's my ditka, you know? New York has pizza.
Yeah.
No, they're an apple.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're the big
An
one.
apple with a pizza.
Minnesota's a small sippy.
Just a little.
It's a small pop.
If you will.
No. Yeah, I'm not naming all 50 states. Nice try.
I can't do all that.
Nevada's jerky.
Okay. Yeah.
Texas is a burnt steak.
New Mexico's is
Now we are going to name
an
it.
agave leaf.
Agave leaf.
Not prepared in any way. It's just a leaf.
Ooh, Wyoming is a slightly damp diner burger.
Yeah. We got to stop. We're going to do all 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Louisiana is a talking lobster.
I was going to go with like gumbo or something, but yeah.
Well, yeah, gumbo, the talking lobster.
The talking lobster, of course.
Yeah.
Famous. Seminole classic.
Florida is glass.
With a
A
sunburn.
light bulb. You put a light bulb in your mouth and you pull it out. Don't do that. Don't
do that.
Don't.
There's some idiot's going to do that now.
Georgia's a peach.
Yeah.
It's a Georgia
It's
peach.
Georgia peach.
Mhm.
Yeah. New Jersey's a wet sock. we gotta get to the next question.
Rhode Island is a Denny's Grand Slam.
No, Denny's Grand Slam Witch.
Oh my god! Because it's to go.
With the
Because it's
maple
just a
spread.
to go Denny's. Because
Yes.
it's not. The state isn't big enough to have a full Denny's.
No. They couldn't afford that.
Deanies.
Emo Deanies.
Maine is also lobster, but this one doesn't talk.
He does not talk. His name is not Gumbo.
No, actually, it's Dumbo, the elephant.
Dumbo.
Yeah. Oh, and for the last one, you ready for this?
I'm ready for the last one.
Ohio.
Yep.
Do you want to know what their food is?
I'd love to know what their food is.
Skippets.
Yeah.
Because
It's
when
what they deserve.
when it's on my list of places to go, I go skip it. Number 2, have you ever had an extremely bad haircut, bad hair experience? If so, spill the deeds. Not really.
Every time I shave my hair
do.
too short, and then I go,
Yeah.
I don't like this.
When we were all shaving our heads all the time, or like trimming our hair, like cutting the sides in my
Yeah.
garage when we were like in our early 20s, like Brandon, Brian
I was
Regas.
gonna say, I was like, this was not me.
Yeah, no, Brandon,
not this-
Brian,
part of
Jordan.
Oh.
And Jordan was like, oh, can you trim my hair?
And you fucked his hair
And I
up.
fucked his back hairline so that the bottom of his hair was like halfway to his ears.
You're so mean.
I was drunk. I don't know why he wanted me to do it.
Jordan is too trusting.
Well, I was like, oh, it's not straight. I'm like, I'll just cut a little bit more.
I'll just match it.
Just a little bit further now. That's not good. It's the Choco Baby. They also asked about Christian camp, but there's not enough time today.
Sorry.
That'll be next time. I promise. I should promise. That is a good story of my wagon train camp zipline debacle.
Ask again.
Mm-hmm. Engagement. Chloe asked, I'm super late again, but here we go. What item is not worth the money, no matter how cheap it is? Toilet paper. Oh, wait.
What?
What item is not worth the
You
money?
just wipe with you.
Oh, no, I meant like, I misunderstood the question. I thought it's like, what's like something you would buy the name brand of as opposed to like the off brand. No.
Got it. Oh, I see.
What's
what you were
not worth the
thinking. Yeah,
money,
yeah, yeah.
even if you can get a crazy good deal on it?
Apple products. That's just me. That's just me
yeah.
being a
A
contrarian.
PlayStation?
I don't know.
I
What's something bad?
not as good.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077 on release. I got my copy for like $15 on Amazon, and it was like a full like little collector thing. It came with a bunch of stuff, and I was like,
Yeah.
cool, I'll enjoy it. And then I was like, I won't mind the graphics too much, and like I can live with it, but like
At what terrible cost?
at 360p and textures don't load half the time, and it crashes, which is why I haven't been able to finish it.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a good question. I just don't have a good answer.
yeah, I don't. I'm sorry, Chloe. MW7 asked, favorite and least favorite boyfriend dungeon character.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. We played Boyfriend Dungeon on my stream, and then you went and bought it and played the whole game that
I
night.
did play it that night because I was like, I need to see how this goes.
Boyfriend Dungeon's amazing. It's on Xbox Game Pass
a good
right
game.
now, and yeah, I believe it's also on Switch,
It is. That's what I played it on.
which is surprisingly a lot of fun. How much was it on Switch? $20,
I think $20.
which is I would have paid $20 for it. That was
Yeah.
a fair price.
Who was my favorite character?
Although the achievements are bugged right now, and I'm pissed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like because I have everything, and it's like not procking. It says I'm just there, and I like looked it up, and it's nobody like one person has it. And they don't know why.
Oh, that's bullshit. My favorite was probably Sunder, I guess. I mean, like, I don't know. I guess. I mean, yeah.
I really liked Rowan. Rowan was really sweet.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, Pocket was the best. Pocket had the best ending that you didn't get.
I know. I feel like I
You
probably
should.
would have felt differently had I gone with the cat.
You should go spend 30 minutes to go do the cat stuff because, like, it's actually entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, Valeria was nice, but she was a little too much.
She seemed very.
Isaac was great, but he's
confused.
got a lot of issues.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Sunder's a problem. Mandy, I wanted and I couldn't get. I just wanted my goth vampire mommy to step on me, and she
And
wouldn't.
she said, "Nah."
Sawyer was cute. The glaive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were really sweet. It was a really good representation. At least from what I understand of like non-binary characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who else was there. Oh, Seven was cute. I really liked Seven.
I think my favorite character was the cat, but not
The angry mangy cat.
no. The white cat
Oh,
that just judged in that like
the one scene
in the failed date.
Oh yeah,
I think it was that cat.
I looked it up, and I guess Jonah or whatever, who we could have been on a date with during the barbecue at 4th of July.
Yeah,
and like he could turn into an axe. He always leaves. Like there is no.
I know. I kissed him.
Oh, you did
because I wanted to know. I was like, "There's no way he stays."
Yeah,
Yeah,
and no, he
leaves
didn't.
anyway.
That's
I feel like he'll be in DLC.
Oh my god, I will play the game through DLC.
I feel like there's going to be DLC. And I think he's going to be there because he's like, if you come back in the fall, I'll teach you how to surf. And I'm
Which
like,
is why I was like, is there more to this game? We're running out of time.
yeah. My least favorite was the cousin.
Yeah, the cousin was annoying.
He was annoying.
Well, no,
and
Eric
creep.
was the worst. Oh my god.
I thought the cousin was creepier.
I think we may have been like giving him too much shit. He was a little too forward.
There was just some weirdness.
And where's Samantha?
That's a real question.
I can't believe they Chekhov gun that. They better be in DLC. At least I want to like.
You can steal Samantha from him.
No, Jesse did a lot for us. He let us keep his place for free because he already paid the rent.
Because he'd already paid for it. He was a great.
Favorite and least favorite Dream Daddy character? I've never played it.
I never played that. There are children involved. I'm not interested.
Oh.
They're all dads.
Oh.
That's the whole thing.
Oh.
No, they're not like your daddy.
Oh. Okay.
They're a dad.
Okay. Steph OS7 said, since it's been vaguely referenced 2 to 3 times already, Break the Ice by Britney Spears, invented anime.
Thank you. Thank you.
Indigo Icy said, the Denethor mukbang to Pippin's song fucking scarred me as a child, and Odie missed it.
Thank you. It's horrifying.
Damn, son, at least he won't feel subconscious eating tomatoes. Fuck you.
It's horrifying.
I find it hysterical that's the one part I passed out.
It's so gross.
God. Question Dia time. Best summer camp experience, teeing us up for Wagon Wheel. Fuck, there's not enough time.
We'll have to wait.
We'll have to wait. I'm so sorry. Number 2, why can't you talk about the clouds?
I don't know that we can.
There was a day that we were driving and I had mentioned like something about the clouds, and Eric just was like, no, what? You could say it.
I don't have many more details because there wasn't much.
No,
this conversation.
there's a very small thing. It's just, it was very.
We were driving. I was driving. You were in the passenger seat.
I was in the passenger seat.
We were on the way home from having watched Rogue One.
We were going to your parents' house.
We were going to my parents' house, and it had stormed
That's when we
earlier.
watched the cringy musicals of Rick and Morty, and your mom walked in and was like, what are you guys doing?
What are
And
you
we
guys
were
doing?
like, you were like, get out of my room, I'm trying to play Minecraft. Just like that.
Just like that. So, so it had been raining earlier in the day, so there was lots of clouds, which is not as common for Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
So I was driving, and you were sitting there, and you were looking out the window, and you go, the clouds look really cool today. And I didn't say anything, because I didn't think anything needed to be said. I believe I nodded while driving. I don't think you looked over for that, but I will cop the fact.
I was looking at the clouds.
Right, and I did not say anything. I think I just did like a, as I'm just driving.
And then 15 minutes later,
you snapped.
I snap. It was maybe like 3 minutes late. Like 3 minutes go by, and I just am like, I think I said like, I just want to talk about the clouds. right? Like out of nowhere, like it's clear that I had this argument in my head.
Yes, and like we've been sitting in silence, from my perspective, not uncomfortable silence, not
No.
a bad silence, or just like sitting there because like you don't have
We're
to
just
talk all the
vibing.
time. We're just listening
Yeah.
to music, we're driving and everything.
But I also like I'm always on 1.25 times speed, so it's like
and as soon as you said it, I knew like this clearly had been happening in your head, and you just was not vocalized. Because then all of a sudden you just kind of turn and you just go, "I just wanted to talk about the clouds." I'm just like, what?
it just and like I decided I think I went off on like a rant.
You did.
I
was just
teed it up
laughing.
and you just went. I was like, the clouds look really cool today, like hoping you'd bite, and you were just like
Driving.
driving.
15 minutes later,
Passenger Odie.
Passenger Odie comes in and goes,
Where's the clouds? Where's the clouds? Where's the conversation? Nowhere.
Yeah. Formative memories.
Yeah. So that's why we can't talk about it. Nadia Palmer asked, what type of music do y'all listen to? And then you can read the last few. I don't know how many are left, but
pop music, alt rock music,
yeah,
80s.
I like a lot of pop punk.
Yeah.
I've been a real big fan lately of Alex Melton.
Big Fish.
I've grown out of Real Big Fish. I mean, Real Big Fish is I'm a huge ska ska head too, but I've been really into Alex Melton lately, who does all those covers. He does a lot of covers of like
Pop Goes Punk covers.
Sort of, but he was the one that did the 1 Week by Bare Naked Ladies, but like as if Blink 182 did that.
Oh,
which is really good. He also did he has like a Punk Goes Country, where like I ride tractors, not tragedies, which is his cover of that, and with like a twang, but like without like it's not like a parody because he's not changing the lyrics.
Yeah,
or it's I write sins, not tractors. I think is what it is, and like I chimed in with a haven't you people ever heard of, and it's like. With like the twangs and everything, it's really good. Like I would absolutely go and check him out. He's a fucking amazing musician.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's got a lot, like that's not all. Those aren't the only two things he does, but that's a little bit of the stuff. That's what I've been into lately.
Yeah. Rebecca asks, would you rather see into the future or revisit the past?
Bitch, I revisit the past every night when I close my eyes.
Truly. But seeing into the future would be sad.
Why? See, I'm still fat, which means you realize you're just going to buy more Hot Pockets, so you could just eat those four.
Finish them. Well, I don't know. Like, you're going to see into, like, parts where it's, like, after you're dead.
Oh.
And know, like, oh, I died.
Well, then don't look that far.
But what if it's tomorrow?
But look for numbers to make money.
Yeah. I mean, in general, I'd rather see into the future.
Well, but I wonder, I would want to see into the future, but I'm curious to know, is it a future as it's written, or it's future if decisions...
Right.
Which is how like the right way, because like the
seeing
future
it make it so I can.
Is it a self-fulfilling prophecy, or is it like no? With the current way things are, if I do this, this is what'll happen. Because it's like, well, in that case, I'm gonna make money. But you could like be like, I'm not sure how I feel about the script. Let me think about how it'll do. That would fuck you up.
That would fuck me up. Also, this is
because you're like, I could write one better.
Yeah,
it's a gambler's fallacy.
Did you ever watch That's So Raven?
Of course.
Yeah.
In their hit anime spinoff, Cory in the House.
Cory in the House. So, in most episodes, when Raven sees the future,
Ren was in the show.
Yes. No.
No, Ren. No, red-haired girl is in the show.
Rachel. Isn't her name Rachel? That's a redhead name.
It is, but I don't feel like her name's Rachel.
I think her name's Rachel.
I want to say it was something different. No?
It could be something different.
And then there was like the guy who was like
who then like, went missing. Wait,
like the actor went missing?
Yeah. The other one. The guy, I cannot remember his name. Because there was the three of them. There was Raven, the redhead, who I believe was named Rachel.
Yeah. And the
I
friend.
Can't think of the name.
The simp.
Anyway, so in most scenarios, she like sees the future, tries to prevent it in some way, and her efforts to prevent it end up resulting in it happening. But I was under the impression that was like the point of the show and like her visions is that like
you can't
escape it. It's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so then there was an episode though where it shows her dad's restaurant closing down. And so she has to like try to do all this stuff to like save the restaurant. And they actually do, and they do save the restaurant.
And that scene that happened in the vision never actually occurs.
Came to pass. And then I was like, you broke your own rules.
No.
I was like, I thought the whole point was that they always happen whether she wants them to or not.
The whole thing is that, like, the vision cuts off right before it turns out that, like, there's a deus ex machina to fix it.
Right, and that one, like, that just, like, never came to pass. And then she had a vision at the end of, like, the Baxter's restaurant or whatever, like, doing, like, grand opening or whatever. And so she was like, oh, it, like, worked. And I'm just like, I feel like you broke the rules. But also, I don't know if they ever established the rules. It's just, like,
they didn't think that far.
Like, so many episodes,
because it's a tried and true method of, like, you see the future and it's like everything you do to prevent it is what causes it,
right?
Which, like, makes it so that the future is written and that this is the fruit of your own labor.
Yeah,
but then you do that and it's like, unless that was her, like, stuff evolving, but it would only make sense if then her visions, like, started to be something where she could change them.
It may have been the first episode. And so maybe it was like an early installment weirdness kind of a situation.
Yeah, where they hadn't decided.
Yeah. And then, like, later on they settled into the theme of, like, you know, like, no, it's going to happen whether you want it or not.
Yeah. I really liked Wizards of Waverly Place.
I never watched it.
Really? It was really good.
I never watched it.
The movie was good too.
Yeah.
Like, where, like, they have to, only one person in the family gets to be a wizard.
Oh.
Because, like, the whole big thing is that, like, their dad, who's, like, super fucking smart and, like, is the one teaching them all magic, like, he's essentially, like, a squib now.
Oh.
Like, from Harry Potter, where, like, he cannot do magic because his brother, who's, like, a fucking lazy mess, is the one that, like, got it. I forget why. There's, like, a competition, and, like, either he let his brother win or something, but, like, the one who should have had it, like, didn't. So it's, like, this really big thing because, you know, you have, like, Selena Gomez, David Henry, and I forget what the younger brother's name is. But, like, them going through all these trials and tribulations and, like, fuck, like, it sucks that we have to be against each other right now. But, like, we're at the age where one of us can only be magical. I forget how it ends.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Pirate Cake asks, probably a stupid thing to ask, but is it annoying to get comments without a question? No.
I love totally I read all the comments.
Yeah, that's engagement.
Actually, I think it's really cool, and I appreciate it. And if I would even love if you left a comment and then a question. Engagement. And a thumbs up and share it with your friends.
Okay,
but not your mom.
Shar asks, what's your favorite time travel story and why? Movie, book, game, etc. I usually hate time travel stuff. I will be honest about that. But there are some that I like. But do you have one?
Quantum Break was really good.
Okay, that's a game, right? Yeah.
I would download it on my Xbox again, but it's like 100 gigabytes because it was like a big, like, Xbox One, like, thing. And I had missed an achievement where, like, all the decisions, there was one place that there was two different spots where I had missed a collectible, and I went to the furthest one back and did that and was like, oh, well, I'll get the achievement for making the other choice now. And so by doing that, I opened up a slightly different branch, which meant that instead of having just one more collectible to get, I now had 4 more collectibles. But if I would have just gotten the one in that first place before making this decision, like doing the other level first, I would have gotten the achievement and I would have, like, gotten 100% on the game. And I went, no, I'm not doing this all again. But it was probably the coolest times, like, time travel, but, like, also not, like, time break, like, time's ending. Is essentially time breaks because of a time machine. And so, like, and the time machine is literally just, as dumb as it sounds, you walk around in this, like, circle corridor that's just sitting in this warehouse or whatever. Like, you just walk and then you're in the future or in the past. Yeah. But, like, shit's really fucked up. It's a really, really cool experience. If you do get Game Pass, it's worth downloading and playing, I would say.
I don't usually like time travel stuff. Like, it tends to just annoy me, which is why, like, there's no time travel in my universe, because people had asked about that. They're like, is there going to be any time travel? I'm like, no, I don't like that. But I will say there's one episode of Star Trek Enterprise that I actually really liked, that's like a time travel episode.
The one where they go and see the homelessness in the United States? Like, they see how poor it is in the past, or no?
That is a good episode. That's Deep Space Nine. But no, not that one. That is a good one, though.
I remember that from the documentary we saw.
Yeah, that's a good one. But the one I like is in Enterprise, where basically what ends up happening is the Captain Archer, gets like infected with these like some kind of
brainworms,
basically subspace temporal brainworms,
deep space brainworms
that prevent
Worms.
him from forming any memories beyond short-term memories past that point.
Oh, like a neuromod.
Kinda. And so like each day he wakes up and he thinks it's that day.
It's 51st dates.
Yeah, but like he's still aging and everything.
Mhm.
And so like because of that, like the mission fails and like Earth is destroyed.
Mission failed. We'll
and,
get him
like,
next time.
Yeah. And so like, and every day like T'Pol then has to tell him like, no, this is what happened to you. Like, and this is, you know, everything that's happened since you forgot or whatever. And it's told in like a pretty good way, all things considered. And basically they end up having to like figure out how to like try to like cure him of them. And so like they figure out that the only way that they can do that is that like, because they figure out, okay, like there's like things like in your brain that are like outside of like the time continuum kind of thing. And so like they try to like kill him, but like they don't have enough like power, because like all they have is like you know, they're now at this point like history has gone so bad that they're like out on the outskirts and like they don't have like almost any like technology or anything. So they finally managed to like get onto the ship, the Enterprise, that's like still survived as one of the last like human ships left. And like they try to like use like the warp core to like neutralize the things in his head. And then they get like attacked by the Xindi, and so like the Xindi are like about to like destroy like what's left of like humanity. And so like they realize though that because the like the nanite things exist outside of time, if you destroy them at any time, you destroy them at every time.
Oh.
So
It like would immediately like reset things.
yeah, so if they can destroy all of them, then it'll be like they never existed and time will snap back to where it was. And so like Archer manages to like detonate the warp core on the ship, and like when that happens it like wipes,
kills them.
Yeah.
But also killing themselves.
And kills him, but because then they never existed, that timeline never happened. And so
he stops existing, but there's a version of himself that doesn't.
Yeah, and so like everything like snaps back to the other one. And it was cool because like it was kind of nice because like usually like Star Trek will kind of like play with it to make it be like someone remembers what happens, so that way like a lesson is learned kind of a thing. They'll like bend like the time rules, like some race is there that like, you know, like, well, time doesn't affect them the same, so like they remember what happened. And it didn't do that with this one. It literally just like resets it and it's like it's never happened. And like I kind of liked that, the kind of like flippantness of that, of it's like you just get to see like, yeah, that could have happened and didn't, and
no
now
one
we keep
remember
going
it.
and no one remembers it.
Well, that's like
in
in One Piece, there's like this like these statues of people. Like there's like this, I forget where it's at. Someone who likes One Piece is going to yell at me. I just remember this from the lecture video I watched. But like, he talked about how like there's like this like big statue of this like champion gladiator, and it's like he clearly was like the best one we've ever had because they have a giant statue, but no one can remember who he is. No one knows who he is. And it turns out there's someone that has a fruit where like if he like touches you, it like somebody like does something, like one of the fruits or the abilities. That's why like One Piece guy Luffy D Monkey, he's can like stretch like rubber because he ate the Nomu Nomu fruit, I believe. I forget. It doesn't matter. Just the context. Yeah. But like apparently there's a person who like they could touch you and like their ability is to make everyone forget you ever existed.
Oh god.
And like turns you into a statue or something like that. Like
that's dork sad.
But like everybody everywhere forgets.
Yeah.
Like, you just never existed. And it's like that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So a similar energy.
Jefferson Steelflex asks,
cool name.
Question for me: am I redacted.mp3 Tashi.mp3's boyfriend?
Oh, that's right. I was asking you about that. I didn't know what that is.
I'm not.
Not yet.
I had to look up who that was. No.
Sweetie.
Well, it's true. I didn't know who that was, but no, that's not me.
It wasn't me.
Sophie asks for either of us.
Oh, how kind.
Have you ever seen your own or the other's doppelganger? P.S. Odie, you look a bit like the vampire camp guide from Hotel Transylvania 2 if you were an animated character, that is.
I feel like I gotta look that up now. What is this? I feel like I'm about to be upset. Have you ever seen a Steve doppelganger?
Have I seen a Steve
vampire camp guide?
No, I haven't seen like a doppelganger of you in this moment, but I have seen people and been like, that's Steve at 45 years old.
There was the day where it was quite literally, I think I was coming over for the 50K stream because Cap was here. And like, I remember telling you guys about how there was a Papa Murphy's truck with a guy who kind of looked like Cap.
Yeah.
And then there was some like bro dude in his fucking little like Camaro, like 80s Camaro that like looked like a bro version of you, like if you drank beer. And like, that's like the closest I've seen to a doppelganger. Hotel Transylvania. I swear to God, if I'm going to be mad when this happens.
This is you in animated form. Brandon says that my doppelganger in animated form is a Johnny Test or whatever.
Johnny Test, yeah.
I think from back when I back when I used to put like red in my hair, way back. What is it? Let me see.
I don't want to show you.
I gotta see
I don't want to do this. Why you gotta do this to me? I look like the younger version of the creepy guy who's got Prospector Pete in Toy Story 2.
Oh no.
Here, actually, I'll do this.
Oh no.
Wait, there we go. Oh, fuck me.
Oh god.
Show me the difference between these two pictures. You can't.
There is no difference.
Is there a difference?
They're the same picture.
Oh my god.
No. Yeah. Damn.
That's fair. My eyes are blue, though.
Damn, she said y'all want to read.
She said y'all want some fucking questions. Thanks, Sophie.
Damn, Sophie.
Ichimo asked, this was questions for both of you guys.
Okay.
What was the thing that used to scare you a lot as a child and you are still afraid of it? Ooh, after I go outside to throw the trash away, running back upstairs. Or running back home.
Yeah, that part.
It's an irrational fear. I don't know why.
No, very that.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I was very scared of the dark when I was a kid. Not really as much.
I talked about my aliens thing before, right?
I believe you did.
On stream. If I haven't, you guys will ask. But
not really as much anymore. So like that, the second part doesn't apply as much. But I was very scared of the dark as a kid.
Amai Lee asked, "What do you guys like? What do you guys do / like to do to relax?"
I mostly just like listen to music.
Yeah, I read a lot. I've been reading a lot more. But if I'm gonna like really relax, like a lot of times I'll just like put on some YouTube videos.
Yeah, that too.
I've been watching.
Just, like, zone out.
I've been watching that. I remember I sent you that. It's YMFAH is the guy on YouTube, but I sent you that Skyrim No Walking.
Yes.
And like, what's really nice is that he doesn't like speak for the most part. Like almost in every video, there's no like actual like speech. It's just text and like music and editing and whatnot. So you could still like listen, but it's a nice way to like kind of zone out. Like if you're watching it, that's great. But if not, then there's still just like music, I guess. But that's been something like in particular I've been watching through all of his stuff. Yeah, it's pretty good. But that or drugs.
That'll do it.
I'm not really relaxed.
Depends on the drug.
Yeah, love is my drug. Okay, Jesse Love ASMR asked, this one's for both of you. If you could magically change any part of your body, no repercussions, what would it be? I would make it so you had taste buds in your asshole.
I believe she was referring to changing your own body.
That changes things.
Yeah.
Taste buds in my ass.
If I could change
I don't want to be ripped. I want to be like Kylo Ren. I want to have an 8-pack.
Yeah. Like I just want to be more jacked.
Yeah. More jacked, because you're already jaked.
Look at this.
Yeah.
That's just this fucking body here. Yeah. No, I want to be like more muscular.
Yeah.
Which is something I could do if I tried.
Or, you know, I want to be 6 feet tall, but I want all of the inches to just go to my neck.
That's fair.
So that I'm like...
Giraffe boy.
It all just came down. It's all just my forehead. It's like an inverse. No, I'd want the chin. I'd want the crimson chin.
But the chin won't make you taller.
No.
You just want a larger chin.
You're telling me people don't want to sit on the crimson chin's chin?
I don't know.
I have no idea. Robin Clancy asked, aliens have landed. You are chosen to greet them. Mm-hmm. What do you say?
What up?
I mean, like, I'm an ambassador from Sugma. Suck my dick. Suck my balls.
Suck my balls.
I'd go, you're gonna make me scream. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to say. Audrey Chavez asked, have you ever attended a Comic-Con, and who were you excited to meet? I have. I played D&D at Comic-Con.
I have not.
We did a raid for Adventurers League, so it was like a massive epic where all these tables at different tiers are working together, and like stuff that people do at this table like affect the fight that the higher table is. And we were like the tier 3 part. I think we were the tier 3 or tier 4, like the highest level, and Lauren was my DM, and Tom was with me. And we decide to, because we're like being told that we're running out of time, we cross this lake. I teleport us across this lake into this mausoleum. If we would have walked to the mausoleum and just fought a couple of things, we would have seen that there was like writing on it that would have told us what to expect. That's not what happened. We went down, and we it was like these massive like set of stairs where every 3 steps something happened, like it like disintegrated you or something. And you could have figured out the puzzle. We like barely made it down, started like the thing like to activate it, and we were trying to get back up as lava's filling up. People are going down, dying. Trig was there too. Trig dies. Tom dies. I'm like playing my bard character that has like a million luckies, a million, like I have everything I could possibly use to try to roll better, and I'm like, I gotta roll like a 7, and I'm rolling a 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, lucky, like trying to do everything. I'm out of spell slots. We're fucking dead. And it's like, we died with the artifact that like the other table would need.
Oh.
In this place, because we went through like a portal.
Yeah.
And our DM just goes, I need a minute, and calls over like a ref. And they're talking. And they're like, okay, well, a few more refs come over, and they have to like put everyone on pause and ask everyone to leave. And like, it was great because like, it sucks that we lost, but like Lauren wrote a big sign saying we crit the raid, as in like, because we lost, technically speaking, the raid lost. But like, that's the way it happens. Like, it's unfortunate, but like, we just still agreed that we made the decisions we did. We weren't going to take anything back. Like, yes, we should have read the stuff before, but we also didn't know because we skipped it. We didn't even get to like the intro part. We just knew that we were on a time frame. And so they ended up like saying like that our characters weren't completely obliterated so that we wouldn't have to pay a shit ton of fees in like the like league currency. Like, you would cost a lot of money to get true resurrected. Like, it's
Costs
just
a lot
like,
of money to look that cheap.
Yeah, like you guys hid in the bag of holding and you were fine, you know?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Your bodies are in there so you could just pay for resurrection. But like, you guys are done for the night. Like the raid, and like everyone else, like they kind of, it worked so that people could still finish, because like this was the first ever epic raid at a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And so like, we didn't mean to fuck it up, but like, that's what happens if you don't have information and you roll low. Like, it was just one, and we were all laughing the whole time because it's like, fuck guys, I don't know if we could do this. And everyone's looking at me and I'm like, I'm doing my best. I'm like giving inspiration, like trying to give everybody to help. So it was a lot of fun though. It was a really cool time going to that Comic-Con. Sophie asked, is this a rhetorical question? Chaotic Pain asked, opinions on bubble baths, real quick, because we're cutting the time.
I've never really done one.
I enjoy them. They're nice, but I have my cat box in my bathtub because the other one just has a shower, which is what I use because I don't need to take baths.
Yeah, I don't really like baths.
So I just don't.
I'm a shower kind of guy.
Someone said Eric, though, with a emoji.
Yeah.
And then my crew decided to be like, you know, Odie, though. You seen those jorts? And I'm like, thank you, Callie. Scooter asked, what's the worst or most annoying commercial y'all have ever come across?
Worst or most annoying? Fuck.
It's been so long since I've had to watch commercials.
I know I
but
haven't
like,
watched commercials in so
but
long.
I know there's ones that if I saw it, I'd lose it.
I absolutely hate the radio commercials of like,
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
I hate Shane. Shane Co.
Oh,
I
Shane
hate his
Co.
voice. I hate his voice.
But they're your friends in the diamond
No,
business.
I don't.
The
It
Shane
sounds like
Company on
someone.
Scottsdale Road
It
in
sounds
Tacoma,
like I
Illinois.
have a headache. That's what happens. Like
But they're
his
here at the
voice on that
Shane
frequency
Company.
gives me a headache.
Yeah.
And I only ever hear it in the car on hot days.
Yeah.
With my phone dead.
Well, on Scottsdale Road, Nakoma, 1 mile south of Bell Road.
Back when I used to ride my
Saturdays and
Maxima.
Sundays till 5.
Yeah, that was good.
Online at Shinko.com.
You know, there's Shinko's not only in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Which is weird to me because I thought it was just the one on Shank, Tacoma.
Scottsdale Road, Nakoma, 1 mile south of Bell Road.
Went there.
My sister did not like it.
Yeah. Audrey also asked, what is your useless talent? Which I believe we've answered before.
We have answered in the past.
I could do that.
I forgot what mine was, but I had an answer. Go back and watch it.
Last question. Eric.
Me.
You talking about My Hero Academia is fucking hilarious. I have so many hot takes about that character comparison.
Okay.
But, like, why? Because you don't consume anime. I don't remember the I feel like this is more of a comment than not a real question, and I just didn't realize it.
That was when I was, like, scrambling to figure out, like, trying to think of the characters. Because you were talking about, like, the one with the balls on his head.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Manita, I think, is...
Yeah, and I was like, I know, like, 4 of them, and 3 of those are only because people compare my character.
Yeah.
No, all 4 of them are just because people compare my characters to them. No one has ever compared my characters to Todoroki, but I know him because he's the one that, like, they all cosplay and stuff with the red and the white hair, and that everyone, like, steals pictures of him for their ASMR videos. Credit your artists, people. Oh, why is he like wearing a toilet?
He's got his little diaper on.
Oh, I don't.
And
like
his
that.
like hair balls like stick.
That's his power.
Yeah, and he's super small and he's super horny. All the time.
I don't like that.
Yeah, no one does. No one likes Minoru Manita.
Someone does.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the best girl though is Earjack, the one with the long earlobes that are like headphone jacks.
Headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mount Lady.
Okay.
Also, the Hulk Hogan guy. All Might.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna get a word. I feel like I'm about to get a DM from Sin once this goes live saying, "Did you call All Might Hulk Hogan guy?"
I mean, now that you say that, I have seen pictures of one that looks like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a mustache
Correct.
and didn't sue Gawker.
Okay.
That was the whole thing. The Hulk Hogan case against Gawker.
Yeah.
Because they were gonna leak his sex tape or whatever, or they did.
Yeah.
Which, like, who wants to?
Doesn't he have like big eyebrows? Not Hulk Hogan. The other one.
Gawker is a
No. The All Might.
Yeah.
Or is it that it's an M?
I don't fucking watch the show.
Sorry.
If you were asking me a question about Entourage, it'd be much more.
If y'all are fans of this series, I'm sorry.
I on YouTube every once in a while because I was like, it like suddenly came up, and like it was just like auto played. It was like it must have been hearing me talk about Entourage so much that it was like, oh, like Entourage funny moments, and I'm like. And I listened to about a minute of it because I didn't realize what it was, and I was like, okay, I was like,
was it a funny
fuck?
moment?
I was like, I feel like I'm gonna fucking like this show.
Are you gonna become a fan of Entourage?
I feel like I'm gonna fucking become a fan of Entourage. I'm gonna be really goddamn pissed.
Hell yeah.
Or Rage in a Cage. But yeah, so that's it. That's at the end of Quick Wit Wit, and this was still far too long, but there was like a 10-minute break in there.
We were doing so well.
We were.
We lost all control in question time.
It's because we tangent a lot.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have time to review the questions, so
we didn't know what to talk about until we got here. Until we got to the Quick Way. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. The other one was really long, but it was also like just about like 2 or 3 topics the whole time. So I feel like this one feels better.
Yeah.
And the fact that we looked up that goddamn picture,
that got me good.
You almost cried.
I like that one. That was good.
Where's the camp? Where's the camp? So,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm done.
You're done? Is there anything else you want to say?
No. Thank you for staying and watching.
But now go.
You can leave now.
Bye-bye. Right there. Click it. Or up, X. Where's click the X. Stop fucking watching.
But leave a comment.
This isn't a deleted scene.
But no.
I won't have Thor's hammer.
Thor's hammer.
Anyway, let me tell you about Christian Camp.